Can you see it? Maybe you can't. It's Operation Phantom Sight. It's Season 10 of the Rainbow Six competitive pro scene. And it all starts here with the Raleight Qualifiers. My name is Corn Pop. I'm going to be one of your community casters, but potentially your only community caster tonight. I'll keep you guys updated on that if we get more guys in here. But from what I can tell, at least at the start here, it's just going to be me going through these qualifiers for you. So thank you for joining me. We are going to be casting Shrug versus Over the Wall in our very first matchup here. And it's a long road, right? We're going over to Raleigh, of course, in about 3 months, where the second biggest tournament of the year will be happening in competitive Rainbow Six Siege. And to qualify, if you're an open team, if you are a tier 3 team, you have to go through these qualifiers. So how it works, if you don't know, if you weren't here last year, if you've never done an ESL Swiss bracket, I'll explain it for you. There's going to be 4 open qualifiers. They're going to be happening within the next few weeks, probably the next 3 or 4 weeks, they'll all be going down. And each qualifier is going to be split into 2 days. This qualifier is going to be today and tomorrow. They'll always be back-to-back. Each day, we will play 4 matches, and we will cast 4 matches. And you play until either all 8 matches are done, or until you lose 3 times. At the end of the qualifier, and at the end of each open qualifier, you'll be scored based on number of points, similar to the same way that Go For scoring works. And then at the end of all 4 qualifiers, whoever has the most points, they'll be placed into a bracket with all the current Pro League teams who haven't qualified yet and all the current Challenger League teams who haven't qualified yet. That open bracket will go all the way to the top, and then the top team out of that bracket will qualify for the Raleigh Major. So exciting stuff, to be sure. There's going to be a lot on the line eventually for these 2 teams, but I think it should be a good couple of matches. And I think for a lot of the teams, especially at this level, right, you're looking at the tier 3 teams, you're probably not expecting to go all the way through the bracket, beat teams like Reciprocity, beat teams like Space Station Gaming, who are teams you're going to have to beat if you want to make it to Raleigh. You're probably expecting to go out somewhere along the line, but this is more so like really great practice for tier 3 teams. This is probably the best practice you're going to get before you start trying to qualify for Challenger League. That's the goal of every tier 3 team, right? That's the light at the end of the tunnel, is eventually qualifying for CL, and then from there, Pro League and beyond, right? Go into these majors. Eventually you'll get there. But for now, you've got to work your way up. And so Challenger League qualifiers would be beginning pretty much immediately after these qualifiers end. So for a lot of these teams, it's a good chance to work out some kinks, practice together as a squad, or just meme around, as I'm sure one of these 2 teams is more so doing. Shrug, as they are currently called, their name implies they might be a little bit casual, and that might be true, because their roster is a lot of somewhat former pro players, some notable members in the community. I'll go over the roster in full soon enough, but if you're really curious, you can type exclamation point bracket and find their team from there. You can find the match that we're casting, Shrug versus Over the Wall. But Shrug, maybe a little bit less serious of a team. You got some former Toon Squad members. You've got some casters in there. It should be a really fun team to watch throughout the next couple of days. But Over the Wall, they are a serious tier 3 team. They've been together for quite a while. We've been casting them a lot in stuff like Go Fors, Siege Rivals. We're very familiar with these teams at this point. If you've followed a lot of the tier 3 scene through my channel or through other community casters, then you've probably seen Over the Wall somewhere in the past 6 months or so. I actually think I have their logo. I might update it here, because I do believe they have one. It's a pretty meme logo, but hey, what can you do? We'll put it on stream for you guys since we have it. Don't have Shrug's logo, unfortunately. It's just way she goes. But they're a pretty serious team, and so they're another team who, as I mentioned before, they're going to be looking to get a little bit better, right? They're prepping for Challenger League. That is their goal, I'm sure. I don't think it's going to be the favorite team necessarily. They've been sort of mid to, I'm not going to say low tier 3, because that's a little bit lower than I think where they're at. But they have been sort of mid tier 3, right? And so they're going to have to probably do a little bit better than we've seen in the past in order to qualify for Challenger League season number 10. But I think it's doable, certainly. I think this is a squad who can make it eventually if they keep grinding together. And they've been on that grind for a long time. So in my mind, that's sort of a standout quality for a team, right? I chose this matchup because both these teams sort of, I'm familiar with both the guys. Even if Shrug as a team, not so familiar with them, but I'm familiar with all the players to be sure. And Over the Wall, familiar with them as well. So Yeah, it should be a good game. We are going to be on Clubhouse, and again, we're here in Operation Phantom Sight, so all the new Season 10 rules are in place, and there's going to be a lot of fun. I'm gonna use the word fun here. A lot of fun changes coming up compared to last season. The big one, obviously, Cafe Dusty. I can't pronounce this. Cafe. Back in the map pool after quite a while of being out. It's probably been like, what, almost like 2 years now, right? Since we last played on Cafe. It's been a while. They did revamp the map, and so that's why they're bringing it back in. Not being played right now, of course. We are going to Clubhouse, which was a map that was revamped a little while ago. Maybe it was 6 months, a year ago, something like that. I can't remember exactly, but it's a whole lot better now. I'm assuming Cafe is as well. I haven't actually like run around on it. I've heard a lot of good things about Cafe, so I'm excited to see it back in the pool. Oregon taken out of the map pool. Been a lot of mixed opinions on that one, Oregon map. A lot of people find it kind of stale. A lot of people say it's a great map. It should be in there forever. Ups and downs to it, of course, but they added a map in. A map had to go, and Oregon's the map that got cut. So hopefully Cafe can be a suitable replacement. Other changes coming into this season are, of course, the operators. Lion has been released from quarantine. And a lot of players are saying, oh, he's not ready. A lot of players are saying it's fine. We'll find out. He might get banned, but even if he does, that's going to take away an attacker ban from one of the two teams. That is going to change things up, so there's going to have an impact whether he gets banned or not. And then the two new Australian operators as well, Mozzie and Gridlock, both going to be available in this match. So we'll see if they actually have any effect, if either of these teams are willing to experiment with those two operators. Of course, they got released into the game 3 months ago, and they've been under a bit of a review period before they got let into competitive play. Here they are now. They didn't get any changes to them, really, so apparently there were no glaring issues. And I don't think they were. I think they're relatively balanced operators, in my opinion. We'll see how true that tends to be. I think Lion's going to be a little bit more impactful than the Australians. Who knows? Lion could end up just being total garbage, right? Usually we have to give it a few weeks of the competitive scene to sort of warm up before we can make those calls. We've got 10 players in the server, so as soon as the players tell me that they are good to go, we'll start the match. Again, this is going to be, I believe, the first competitive Rainbow Six match in the new season. So you can say you were here first. Both teams are ready. It's Shrug versus Over the Wall on Clubhouse in the very first match, the North American Raleigh Open Qualifiers. Let's jump right on into it. Ladies and gentlemen, I do hope you are ready for this one. We're going to go into the ban phase, as we always do. Over the Wall gets a ban first. Now keep in mind, the only operators who are banned are going to be the brand new ones, Knock and... I'm forgetting his name. Goggles Boy, you know who I'm talking about. The brand new operators, right? You're not going to see them. Thatcher is going to be the first one to get banned out by Over the Wall. Now, will Lion be banned? That's my question. Or are we going to get to see him for the first time in 6 months? We will not see him. Capitao is going to get taken off the board, and that's a pretty good ban as well. I mean, very powerful operators for the attackers, right? Usually when Clubhouse, we're going to talk about how hard destructors get banned quite often. But those are strong operators as well to take off the board. Kaid getting banned mostly in response to the Thatcher ban. Really hard to deal with Kaid if you don't have a Thatcher. There's still going to be bandit batters. There's still going to be mute jammers unless Over the Wall chooses to ban one. That would be strange, though, considering they banned the Thatcher. So do keep that in mind. The attacker's still weakened, but a little bit less weakened now that Kaid's not going to be available. Going to make that basement hold a lot less scary than it otherwise would have been. And Echo, a very common ban. I believe the most commonly banned operator on defense. Maybe Mira is the most commonly banned operator. But Mira slipping through, Lion slipping through. There's actually a lot of strong operators skipping through that ban phase. It goes all three of the hard destructors as well going to be making it through. So here we go, round number 1. We'll round out these rosters for you guys. Of course, over on Team Shrug, not loading Flynn, Talon, Brainbow, and Cloudstruck. Of course, a couple of Toon Squad members in there from last season. That team I believe they did disband, so their players, all free agents, they're playing in this squad at the moment. And over the Wall, these guys, we've seen them in Tier 3 for a long, long time. Diaz, Lucas, BR, which I might just call Diaz, Hertz, Dexter, Crawl, and Dream. Do let me know if I am pronouncing anybody's name wrong here. Gonna Good God. I'm also somewhat sick, if you can tell by my voice, so I do apologize if there's any vocal issues, but let me know if I'm pronouncing anybody's name wrong. And I will try to fix it in about 3 minutes, because that is how long my delay is, as is mandatory for all ESL community casters. For chat asking, I do cast standing up. Yes, I got a standing desk. It's pretty sick, and they are asking for a rehost. So we're going to let them get out of here, and we'll pull it back to me for a moment. And they're all going to leave the server, and we will get back into it. Find them back as soon as we can, and get going. So, apologies for the delays. The start of Season 10, or at least the competitive season in Operation Phantom Sight, whatever you want to call it, will have to be delayed just a little bit longer, unfortunately for that. So, way she goes. Nothing you can really do about that. I'm sure the players are going to want to get back in as fast as possible, though, so it shouldn't be too much longer. Probably like a 1-minute delay. If you really wanted to go grab some snacks, or if you wanted to use the bathroom really quickly, do it right now, because we'll be going live very, very shortly here. I'll invite Kroll back in. GG. What were our bands? They were Thatcher, Capitao, Keed, and Echo. Alright, let me reset this up for you guys. Okay. Warden, thank you, chat. Mr. Goggles, I'm sure you got it. He's got the fancy glasses. But yeah, new changes coming in for the season. Of course, really exciting stuff coming up. Raleight is going to be the next major tournament we have coming up. We just watched the Las Vegas Minor, which was a really awesome tournament if you are British. If you're North American, it kind of blew, but it was still exciting to see an underdog team pull it out. Of course, Team Secret winning that one from Challenger League. Really, really exciting matchup. Of course, top 3 teams all... Sorry, no, not top 3 teams. The top 4 teams, all European. Somewhat unfortunate for us NA boys. Or no, 3 European and one Brazilian. Excuse me. Still none North American. So a bit unfortunate in that regard, but it was an exciting tournament as a whole, if you take the bias out of it that we as North Americans tend to have. So really excited about that. The next minor going to be happening in, I don't know, is it in September? I believe DreamHack Valencia is in September. So that is something to look forward to as well. It's going to be about halfway through the season. So that'll be a good break as well. Halfway through like the first half of the season, if that makes sense, right? Of course, here for me and for the lower level Siege, our schedule looks like Raleight qualifiers, followed by Challenger League qualifiers, followed by Challenger League itself, and then we'll reset the cycle. That's sort of how it always goes. We've got 10 in the server again. They're not wasting any time to ready up. So we're going to get back into things. Again, apologies for the delay, but we're finally ready to get back into it. Shrug versus Over the Wall. They do have to run the same operators. So we'll see them pick the same operators. I wasn't paying too close attention to what operators they're on, so we're just going to hope that they keep their word. Is this a real team? Chat, you can let me know, because I'm assuming this is like a mixed squad. Because I didn't think that Flynn would actually want to compete on a serious team. But perhaps he does. Not too sure about that. And you know what? I'm not going to forget to update the bands on the HUD. Let me do that real quick for you guys. Before we really get into things, we'll get these bands for you guys, and then we can start casting the match. Should be good. Alrighty, folks. Now for real this time. Doesn't matter what they say. They can't have another rehost. We've done it once. Try again. So So let's take a look at these defenders. This is a really strong defensive lineup. They didn't bring Mira, which a lot of teams would on this bomb site. They're choosing not to do so. They're bringing the smoke, of course. They're bringing the Valkyrie, which is nice for all the evil eyes. Could signal some runouts. Legion as well makes a lot of sense. Ones that stick out to me really are the ACOGs on the field. You've got both Doc and Maestro. You're pretty much always going to take Maestro in this situation just because he can do exactly what he's doing right now. Place an evil eye inside a garage, and then you can hold this down very, very powerfully. Use that Alda, sit inside, do what you can, and oh, look at this brand new fancy overlay we've got. I haven't even cast with this before, but it's a strong start as Flynn does get taken out. Diffuser gets dropped, and the Canadian caster, one of 2 Canadian casters on the server, will be the first one to die. Shrug found bomb beat. Man, I actually really do enjoy this this text that's on our screen. Maybe not so much the diffuser and the bomb finding, because I feel like that's a little bit obvious. But oh well. Not loading's gonna start to open up this garage. Of course, this really sucks because that was your Thermite who just got taken off the board, and that's an important operator. You didn't bring Hibana, you chose Maverick instead, which is a totally fine situation to be in. Kind of saves you now because with Flynn going out, you can still open this wall up. Using that blowtorch and then a combination of some soft destruction will do just fine for you. It's going to be up to Talon to start clearing out this garage. Did he get the Evil Eye already with his Twitch drone? I believe he did, because he would have seen it very, very easily. Another player going to actually go down on the side of Shrug. These defenders being fairly aggressive early on. Talon's going to strike on back, however, killing Dream. I believe that was a player who was sitting inside of garage. Yes, it was. Of course, you can see his body there on your screen now. Taking the default cam, and these attackers, they are down, but they are not quite out. Gonna be opening up these floorboards with that skeleton key, doing the best that he can. Of course, Buck, very powerful on this map. Some people prefer Sludge. Leaving this wall soft is an interesting strategy because it's going to allow you to do a fair amount of damage to anybody who might be standing in behind. Not something a lot of people do. A pretty early gas canister being used by Over the Wall, although we're at a minute already, so not the earliest we've ever seen. If that's his first one he's using, and yes it was, then that's actually not too bad at all. Rainbow still firing into the bomb site as well, just holding down the angle outside. Talon's going to be pushing in from garage, and Cloudstruck working from down below. So Talon's throwing with the diffuser. It's probably in the right position. Rainbow is going to start to rotate into garage to try to help him out, or perhaps go downstairs with Cloudstruck, but more than likely he's going to be moving over towards where Talon is. Nope, he's going to rotate back and pick up his angle he was at before. Successful run across from Talon, and you would like to be able to find somebody before he starts pushing in, and he could do so. He saw the smoke for just a moment, wasn't able to land the shot though. Still firing and doesn't see the person lying on the ground. It's Talon. He's going to be able to clean that frag up, and now it's a 2-on-4. Another person taken down. Hertz finds the head of Rainbow, and it's all in a Cloudstruck trying to vault into the site. That won't work for you. DS makes sure of it. Over the wall, take round number 1. Flynn's getting back in a comp now his contract is done. Interesting. All right, that's awesome. Then this might be a real team for you guys. Certainly a lot of good names on it. On paper, this is a very, very good roster. Not super successful right out the gate, though. Of course, Over the Wall, besting them in our first encounter. It's a long game, though. The first round, not super indicative, especially here on Clubhouse, where defense generally reigns supreme, and especially with that early pick on a Thermite. I mean, it's tough to recover for that. It's good, though. Round number 1 is kind of the round where you want to be aggressive, right? If you're Over the Wall, it's smart to be able to capitalize off that. This team, they've been playing together for a long time. It's going to be something that they've definitely tried out before, and it's going to work more often than not in that first round, where you're probably not going to try it later on in the game, or at least you're less likely to try it. So we'll move to the basement, and nothing surprising here. Almost the identical operator lineup for the defense. You have, you've dropped your Legion in favor of a Jaeger. Dream is now swapping over there. It's fine, pretty even across the board for Over the Wall. Not a whole lot to say. I mean, once you got that opening frag for them last round, I don't think any adjustments need to be made. You played that out pretty perfectly. But in this situation, I mean, see how this defense works, right? very possibly the attackers might be a little bit better prepared. Now they're going to know for sure where the bomb site is. Dexter actually did go for another spawn peek. We saw him for just a moment, and DS is still upstairs as well. After playing their aggressive little games there, they're both going to retreat back down to the basement and move their barbed wire as well. So just a little bit of an efficiency thing if they had died upstairs, or maybe if they decided to stay upstairs. That aggressive barbed wire might have paid off a little bit better for them, but they're going to be retreating downstairs. They're happy to move the barbed wire down as well. This time it's Habana Maverick, the hard breacher duo being brought. Does allow for quite a bit of hatches to be opened up, while still being able to play with those really useful blowtorch holes that not loading is going to be able to utilize. Again, no Kaid to worry about, so this bomb site much more attackable. With Thatcher being taken off the board, that was pretty much in an instant ban from the other team. They've opened up some of these floorboards. It's a lot of soft destruction over on the attacker side. You've got both Buck and Sledge, and you've also got a Jackal. So there's a lot you can try to open up here. And so these floorboards, no doubt, are going to be torn apart by the attackers. Still 4 frag grenades in their hands as well. Almost the maximum you can have. Most frag grenades you can have, unless you're bringing meme operators. ADS is being burned, very crucial. And the first frag grenade will get tossed out by Cloudstruck. Doesn't really prime it. Maybe more of a bait. Tried to get that utility, actually. Didn't quite get it. This one he'll try to prime. And it looks like that was a great throw, able to take care of the Evil Eye. One frag grenade was used by Rainbow as well, but that means they've only got 1 left, and they've done 0 damage with the 3 they've already thrown. Ow, down the hallway. That's very dangerous gunfight to try to take, too, because Dexter does have that ACOG on his gun. Flynn's going to get the first kill rather than the first death this round. Hertz is going to trade it immediately, though. Dexter quite a bit of damage before finally being thrown to the floor. It's a 3-on-3. Things are starting to get tense. 30 seconds left in this round. Surely the attackers are going to be starting to move in now. Flynn's already vaulting into the bomb site. He's here, and he's ready to plant, holding the diffuser. His teammate Talon right next to him, killing that Evil Eye, so it's not going to be a threat. Looking for footprints at the moment. Holding the crossfires, Rainbow gets the kill on a Kroll, goes for the second, won't quite hit it. Diaz is there. It's a 2-on-1. Now with only 1 player remaining, it's going to be Hertz in the retake. Alda in hand. He's got to find 2 players and get this disabled. Not impossible. This is a very good operator to do it. How many times have we seen this happen? Won't be this time. Flynn redeems himself after a questionable first round. Comes back and he gets a 2K. And the plan. So well executed by the Habana. Struggle even out the scoreline, and I think that's sort of what you'd expect. As long as your hard breacher's staying alive, you're going to fare quite a bit better. I think I'm a little bit sick, so do forgive me if you notice. I don't know. Shouldn't be too bad though. Couple of interesting 6th picks. The Doc being brought out is not a huge deal. However, the fact that there is a Montaigne on the board is quite interesting. They've actually changed the strategy up. I wonder if that's because they're predicting now attacking on Gym Bedroom. Does sort of feel like that's the case. Because Monty's not going to be super effective going down towards the basement. And just based on the operators that were available from over the wall, it did indicate a little bit of a switch. Certainly a gamble. They could definitely have brought this lineup, especially with the 6 picks coming in. Could have brought it downstairs. But either way, Rainbow's on the Montaigne, and he's going to have to attack up into Gym Bedroom. So it's interesting that they would switch here so quickly. Usually you're going to hold on to that switch for a long time. This is a really interesting angle. Firing through the grates, and that does not pay off. Not loading. Where even was he? Goodness, able to find that frag, hit the headshot onto the Doc. An early player advantage. I think these aggressive plays from over the wall are really starting to bite them now. It paid off for you once. But Shrug don't make the same mistake twice, and so they catch on a little bit this time, and last time as well. Might turn into another round win, because, yeah, you've only lost your Doc, but you're still a man down, right? If another player dies aggressively, this could be a huge loss for your team. It might just be over there, right then and there. Dream's going to come into contact with Montaigne, and not quite sure who else is going to be with him. It's somebody with a shotgun, as you can see the top of that reinforced wall being opened up. A couple of nades could go flying through there. Cloudstruck is thinking about tossing one in. Likely that he has some ADSs. We see one right there. Got one just in case. But he'll back off now. Watching for the flank because he knows that that's a possibility. He goes to the soft wall as well, but doesn't catch anybody off guard. Some smart play. Nothing really paying off for him. He's just going to back off. Still playing this hole a little bit aggressive, but I don't hate it, right? This is not too bad. He's at least given up construction, and I think that's pretty important in this situation. DS is going to drop down. Oh, is he going for a run out? No, he's actually just throwing a camera out. Meanwhile, Rainbow just takes down his shield and lands a headshot on a Dream. Oh, boy. Hertz could be in a good position to get a flank, but it's also very possible they're going to be expecting this angle. They might just check him. With Dia being downstairs on that staircase as well, it's actually only Kroll on the bomb site. Dia's going to run on up. Because of that, what I said was no longer true. Hertz stays here. He's making a little bit of noise in this barbed wire. Not the end of the world, though. And Kroll, okay, doesn't get punished. There's a player right there. Oh, he wins that gunfight. Talon. Oh, how do you lose that one? Kroll just turns around. He was so exposed, but still hit the headshot. Great flick by the smoke. Unfortunately, you don't get that lucky twice. Not loading will make sure of that. Shut down the injured player, and DS gets one before being traded off by Flynn. Hertz takes down Cloudstruck. It's all on a Hertz, and gets the down with the pistol going outside. He's not able to get the finish off, but either way, it's a one-on-one. Nothing that not loading can contribute at the moment. It's Hertz versus Flynn. Flynn doesn't necessarily know exactly where Hertz is at. He knows he's near this wall. ADS saving him from the flashes. Flynn now pushes into the hallway, and he hits the headshot. Excellent gunplay being shown by Flynn. When he can stay alive and around, he's been very, very effective. 4 kills so far in the match. The most of anybody in the server, tied with Diaz. They were hovering over Church Arsenal for a second. Definitely the right call to go CCTV cache, in my opinion. Rainbow decides his shield needs an upgrade. So he'll go from the Blackbeard over to the Montaigne. Not a super surprising 6-pick. All things considered, it worked fairly well for him last time. I mean, he did die eventually, but he was able to bring the shield down and got a headshot with the pistol. Not something that just any brain-dead player playing Monty can do, let me tell you. It's, that can be difficult. It's those little moments where sometimes you realize that there is a fair amount of skill actually involved with playing Montaigne. Sometimes there's not. Sometimes you're just holding WASD and protecting a planter or something, but some moments do require skill. At least give them that. So they've moved around players, but the operators are still very much the same. DS on Doc, Dexter on Valkyrie. Prepping these windows again. Amazingly, the run out of a similar window did work for Kroll last time. No way that it should have, because he looked the wrong way, but good gunplay and maybe poor awareness by his opponents means that he was rewarded that time. More than likely, Dream is going to be playing inside of Garage, and yes, he is. You see him playing here, utilizing the Alda. He was the first one to die last time, and the twitch on the enemy team was a really big hindrance to him. I believe it was Talon playing that operator. Now Talon's on the IQ. So that Twitch is not going to be able to deal with the Evil Eyes. Flynn has managed to stay alive this time, which again, you like to see it. Dream on a bit of a roam. Not in the garage. That leaves nobody in the garage. I guess there's one person, Montaigne. And Rainbow wielding this operator is sort of making it his home at the moment. Dexter's taking quite a bit of damage, but Diaz can just heal him back up, so it's really not too big of an issue. It's been a fairly aggressive playstyle from over the wall. We've seen them go for picks. We've seen them play a ton of Doc. A lot of Valkyrie as well. And they take their gunfights, knowing that if they get hurt, they can heal back up. You know what? You can't heal a headshot. Not loading. As long as he's hitting those, Doc on the field or not, doesn't really matter. You're still going to land the frags. So now with the player advantage, the attackers might get a little bit more aggressive as they start to look in towards the bomb site. They've opened the CCTV wall the same way they did last time, so it doesn't even look like they were too hurt by losing Flynn. Rainbow is going to use the pistol and get another kill on a Dream K. That is actually a crazy shot that he was able to hit, I assume, because again, it was the Montaigne. 2 for 2 this time. He's going to go for a third one, although the player is just watching him. He's going to bring the shield back up. His teammates are dying at the moment, though, so we might need to pull something out of the hat, because if he doesn't, everybody could just die, and he's just sitting here with a shield. That seems to be the scenario so far. Dexter finds Cloudstruck. They don't know where Talon is at, but to his left. Oh no, that's a huge mistake, but he misses the gunfire, and Dexter just running right on through, just not get punished. He'll need a 4K. He's getting 2 knives in a row. Rainbow, there's no way. He's gonna be up against a smoke in a one-on-one with 30 seconds to go. P9 in hand. Would love to be able to land this shot. Got it, and he's just gonna, oh no, Kroll goes down, spamming the left click. You don't need aim down sights. Rainbow with a 4K on Montaigne. What can you even say about it? Heel hands, round number 4, over to Shrug. They lead 3-1. My. That was a play. I'm telling you, Montaigne, sometimes he takes skill. Sometimes that just happens. After that first round, Over the Wall have been really struggling. They are going to try CCTV for a third time. They're 1-1 at the moment. They haven't done basement too often. Probably going to go there next round, whether they win or lose this, if I had to guess. Didn't work super well for him last time, but hey. Generally, it's the site that people find the most success on. Without Kaid, maybe it's a little bit worse, but I still think it's a good bomb site. Right? People were playing it before Kaid was even in the game. I'm glad we've got coach rivalries going on in the Twitch chat. Keep that up, guys. Diaz is on the ground floor, and I wonder if he's just roam hunting or drone hunting, or if he's actually going to go for a run out. Looks like it's going to be the second there. It's a spawn peek, not a run out. Dexter is throwing cameras out, but he's less likely to be aggressive. Throws the camera out and does just retreat. So Diaz, there's nobody really in his sight line. He'll probably back off soon. That's exactly what we see him doing now. Next to billiards, and he'll back off all the way to the bar. He goes downstairs, though, so he's really committing to this roam. It's a different strategy than what we saw happening last round. They're playing him a lot farther back than they were previously, so I like the adaptation coming from their roamers. Oh, and Dream had a little bit of an opportunity for some damage into Flynn's feet. Chose not to take it, weary of somebody else who might be pushing in through that door, but you can't turn your back on this Montaigne. Don't forget, he has 5 kills on this operator. Pulls out the pistol, and now it's the knife again! It's Rainbow's 3rd melee kill! He keeps on getting them. You just can't stop the man. Dexter's gonna try, but is he gonna go down as well? 90% of his HP just got eliminated by the French shield-wielding operator. Good God, the brain on Rainbow. He's something else. DS will even the score. Successful flank onto the hard breach. Flynn again, seemingly having trouble staying alive and losing that gunfight. Unfortunate you don't hit those shots, not loading, just hanging from the window, Spider-Man style. Very difficult gunfight for the roamer to try to win. Watching for a run out, not loading. After evening the man count, he is going to be looking for his 2nd kill of the round. It was Rainbow who got taken out, so that's no longer the devastating, frag-hungry Montaigne that you're worried about. see things slow down a little bit here, because you're 3-on-3. You can try to work with these few operators you have left. Losing your Montaigne at this stage is probably a bigger loss than losing your Thermite, because it wasn't a spawn peak. I believe he did open up what he wanted to open up. You're not devastated by losing him. The reinforcements have also been interesting on the side of over the wall, so it's not crucial that you pick the hard breacher. We see the plank going down. Talon did get off of it. Looks like there were some things thrown his direction. He's going to take some damage. He's actually ultimately going to be finished off. It was Talon who got the refrag, being able to take down Dexter, but Dexter wasn't a whole lot of HP. Neither is Hurts, but it's a one-on-one. All of a sudden, things are going to get tense in the last 25 seconds of this round. Cloudstruck versus Kroll. We've seen Kroll do some pretty crazy stuff so far today, but Cloudstruck, veteran player, has been very consistent. 15 seconds. We'll start the plant. Pros don't fake. Cloudstruck's going to get it down, and now Kroll's going to have to go for the disable. He's not looking the right way. Ooh, and it's going to be Cloudstruck. Better crosshair placement. He's going to win the gunfights. SMG-11 just not quite doing it for Kroll. And good post plant by Cloudstruck as well. As short as it was, he won the gunfight, and that's all that matters. 4 in a row. Back to back to back to back. That's unfortunate. They've used their rehost, so Kroll's just going to have to get back in next time. When you're down 4-1, when you've lost 4 rounds in a row, you really don't want to lose an operator. Dream's going to change who he's playing, possibly because of losing Kroll. Kroll was your smoke before, though, and you haven't picked up a smoke. You've just gone from Rook over to the Jaeger. So it's not like a role change, but it still could be impacted by the fact that they're down a player. You do really want 5 players on your team if you're a Rook. Obviously, if you're any operator, you want 5 players. But if you don't have 5 players, you're missing out on that utility that you otherwise would have, and it's not even a strong utility to begin with, right? So it's bad utility that's made even worse by a player dropping out of the server. So I do like the change from DreamK. Would have liked to see him flex over to a smoke, just because I think that's gonna be more important than the Jaeger. However, saying that, there's been a lot of frag grenade being played by Shrug. It hasn't been super effective frag grenade play, but they brought a buck and sometimes a sledge every single round, and so you still probably would like to have those ADSs up. Kroll's back in the server, so he is going to be able to go on cameras and stuff, help him out in that sense. It's not a huge loss. Never mind, he's gone. He's not going to be able to do that stuff. So that sucks. Shutterbug. Giving Dexter the opportunity to run out. There's a couple of different philosophies with this, right? You could try to get aggressive and even things out, but of course, that doesn't work. And over the past 4 rounds, it hasn't been working. Put yourself at an even farther disadvantage, and now you've pretty much lost the round. 385. Not necessarily for sure 100%, but it's a whole lot tougher. Not loading almost gifted a free kill as Dexter just runs out into the open. Fortunately for him, the Maverick was not warmed up today. He missed a couple shots. There's been great efficiency on the side of Shrug in opening up the CCTV wall. Made it a little bit easier when Kaid's off the board, and much easier when there's been very little hard destruction denial being brought. No mute. Bandit, I think, only once. 5-on-3 as Flynn finds the roamer. You've got Diaz sitting back by the red stairs. If he can actually, land a shot here, that'll be good to start things forward. But, oh, man, Flynn with a double. That's getting deadly. Montaigne's starting to push into the bomb site, and we've seen what work Rainbow can do. Almost got another kill firing through the soft wall. He's going to put out those goo mines. That'll help a little bit. But now Flynn's got that diffuser down. He's going to be a one-man army. Doesn't quite work. Flynn will take down Rainbow. Basically his 3rd kill of the round. We'll count it. Diaz. A lone man in an almost unwinnable situation. He'll tag up Cloudstruck, but is it going to matter? Probably not. Timer ticking on down. He has still 2 stim pistols, but no real time to try to overheal. He's got to get on that disable right now. Frag grenade throws towards him. He loses about 15 HP. Not enough to cause a huge concern, but you're being pinned down. The timer's almost up, and Cloudstruck has your number. 5 in a row put Shrug nearly on match point. Kroll's left the game again. Things are just going from bad to worst for Over the Wall. That was 3 CCTV holds in a row as well. All of them lost. This isn't related to the cast, but I just blew my nose and think I almost threw out a rib. Holy. We've swapped sides. Round number 7. And this time it's going to be the basement that we head to. First, Shrug have decided that they prefer this site a little bit more. Of course, without Thatcher on the board, might make it a little bit easier to defend. Ultimately, though, I mean, you're kind of rolling a team, right? It's tough for Over the Wall because we've seen them play so long, at least under this name. The players have definitely swapped around a bit. But it does still hurt when you've got a team who've been grinding together for a very long time and getting kind of dismantled by a brand new roster. You do have to respect the amount of talent, the amount of individual skill that's held on the side of Shrug, though. They spread it out pretty nicely. I mean, not loading in Rainbow, the leaders in frags, but Flynn not too far behind. Especially impressive considering he's been on the support role more often than not. Town and Cloudstruck down there, but usually we say when a team is like winning this hard, you don't necessarily need to put up big frag numbers, right? Because it's not that you're like losing all your gunfights. It's more so you're just there's not enough frags to get, right? Your team's winning pretty much all that matters. You're not winning at the moment though because you've just lost the first frag, and that's actually one of the players who, oh boy, who we were just criticizing, or not criticizing rather, for having low numbers. Over the Wall decide that maybe we don't need a Hibana, and they'll shoot her in the head. Just keeping things fair, I'm sure. Overflowing with confidence, that's what Over the Wall is right now. They don't need hard destructors, they'll just be fine with a Maverick who's currently holding the diffuser, kind of running around outside. Maybe worried about somebody who's roaming on the top floor. Nobody's doing that, however. There's a couple of broken windows that we saw a little while back, but ultimately it's just a red herring. There's no threat that lurks above the basement, at least not at the moment. DS is not sure. I hope he doesn't leave, because that would be pretty bad. Losing one, team killing another, and then losing a third. Tough call. Dexter's going to walk into the hallway, and Talon will land the headshot on him. DS is back, so it's at least a 2-on-4, not a 1-on-4, but it's still not a great situation to be in. 2 in hand, Hertz is going to take a little bit of damage, get a little bit hurt, excuse the pun, and continue to push down Dirt Tunnel. Diaz will crouch walk his way down the central stairs. Interesting Claymore, very shootable, but you kind of got to worry about time at the moment. You can't really spend too long trying to save that. And it's unlikely that anybody pushes up Dirt Tunnel to go for a flank anyways. Diaz gets down at the bottom of Central Stairs. Hertz is going to have to go revive him. He should be able to. However, I mean, this angle is what you're most worried about. He's probably going to have to win a gunfight because of it. The gas from Flynn finishes off DS. Not loading will decide, hey, they had a team kill. We should as well. It's only fair. Not loading finds Rainbow, who, not on the Montaigne, of course, because they've swapped to defense. And just based on the chat, it does seem like that was intentional. I hope it was. Rainbow doesn't deserve to be happy. Doesn't deserve to have a good skill or a good stat line. While we were talking about that, the round ended. Of course, a 6th round in a row for Shrug. I do believe that's the case. Poor Rainbow. Has to play Montaigne. Always getting team killed. You hate to see it, ladies and gentlemen. Lion. Aw. Hibana works too. Frost is fun. We're seeing a few new operators here. We got Blitz, we got Ash, we got Frost. This will be a fun lineup. At this point, over the wall, if they want to win, they're going to have to get 5 in a row. But realistically, this is a done deal. When you're going down like this, right, you may as well try something stupid. Excuse me, you may as well try something stupid because worst case scenario, you lose like you were going to lose anyways, and you had a bit of fun with it. Best case scenario, it works for some reason, and you kind of throw the enemies off guard. And then you just keep memeing all your way to a victory. It has happened before. It's it's a sight to see. I like the mirror window usage actually being played by Rainbow. As much as we've been talking about him in terms of playing the Montana stuff, he's actually had some very smart plays. This is an interesting one. I wonder if he's gonna pop it. I wonder if that's the strategy. It can sort of deny the hard destruction that might be coming down towards that. Because, of course, the only thing that's being brought by the defense, or by the attackers, is the Hibana in terms of hard destruction. Dexter's taking a ton of damage. He'll actually get C4'd and another kill in favor of Flynn, stealing it from Rainbow, who was vaulting over the ledge, and I don't think Rainbow's too happy about it. Not a lot he can do about it, though. Flynn steals it with the smoke, and you've got DS coming in through construction. Dream is just watching for some. Oh, no. No, tell me you saw him. Cloudstruck will win the gunfight. Doesn't get seen. DS will at least get one down. So it's not going to be a complete 5-0 unless he gets rezzed, which it does look like he will. So could still be a perfect round in favor of Shrug. 2 minutes for DS. Does not have the diffuser. You should definitely be skipping scrims to watch this. Shrug have taken round number 8 and with 6 rounds in a row. Or 7 rounds in a row, excuse me. They will take the match. They go up 1-0 in the Raleight qualifiers. What a game that we've got for our first matchup. Hey, some of them are just going to be like that. The next round should be starting in about, might be like 35 minutes. So, folks, if you want to grab a snack, do whatever you need to do, take some time. I know this wasn't the greatest game that we could cast, but hey, it's a sneak preview of this Shrug team that we haven't seen of before, right? With Flynn, some old Toon Squad guys. Should be an exciting squad to watch going forward, especially if their roster sticks together and it's not just a meme thing for today. So we're going to throw to some music. You can jam out to that for a bit while we wait for round number 2 to start with the Raleight qualifiers. See you soon.
toes and excited minute closed in the morning. Did not lose it in the stacks though. I'ma lay that call back on you. You know it won't be such a way open field. I will let you grow. No need to know this. conversation that's not just about us. When we don't know which way to go, and it doesn't really matter what we do. There's gotta be one good way to know if all this is worth it. We can work it, we can work it, we can work it night by night. She says I'm not romantic. I say she's dramatic. I tell her while we're at it, we can work it night by night. She says I'm not romantic. I say she's dramatic. I tell her while we're at it, we can work it night by night. 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 Not romantic, too dramatic. We could work it night by night. Not romantic, too dramatic. We could work it night by night. Not romantic, too dramatic. We could work it night by night. Not romantic, too dramatic. We could work it night by night. She says I'm not romantic. I say she's dramatic. I tell her when we're at it, we can work it night by night. She says I'm not romantic. I say she's dramatic. I tell her when we're at it, we can work it night by night. She says I'm myself afloat. I'll tread on water all the while. You're stuck in the knife that you held at my back.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are about to go live. We're going to jump right into things. Elevate versus ZQWE, Wimpy's team, if you'd prefer. Let me get into this for you guys. Here we go. Elevate versus ZQWE. ZQWE, a team that was requested, and Elevate's one of the best teams in the current Tier 3 scene. This should be a really good matchup. Some good players on ZQWE as well. I'm probably just going to call them... What should I call them? Should I call them Zakwe? Is it going to get annoying if I call them Zakwe? I'm going to call them Zakwe. I got to swap sides, if you'll notice on the top of your HUD. Jackal going to be the first one to get banned out. So him off the board, not a huge surprise. Here on Coastline, not the most common thing that we see. But certainly not unheard of. Nomad going to be the next one off of the board. So that was Jackal, followed by Nomad. So again, let's Lion back through. He wasn't seen at all in the first game, but he is allowed for the first time in many, many months. Maestro off of the board as well. If we see an Echo go, that's a lot of plant that are getting taken off the board. Typically, we do see Echo off the board, but Maestro gets banned every now and again, too. That Alda quite powerful, and Mira will actually be the next one to go. Alrighty. I think we're all set up here. Just let me... Yeah. Cool. Elevate versus ZQWE. Zakwe, if you prefer. Good on these rosters for you guys. Elevate, a team that you should know, because if you don't, you're going to know them soon. Pixel, Yellow, Spartan, Nog, and Rich. Couple of roster moves from this team compared to last season. Yellow and Spartan, the new additions. And over for Zakwe, they're playing with Flock, Subarctic, Wimpy, Anthony, and Yajay. If I'm pronouncing anybody's name wrong, do let me know. Although I do know most of these players, and I believe I'm pronouncing them all correct. Yellow is not going to be on Ash this time. As the team that bears his name would suggest. He's actually going to be over on IQ, and it's going to be Pixel who plays the Ash. Fair enough. I mean, Pixel is a fantastic player, so you probably want to let him play whatever he's comfortable on. We're here on Coastline. And we're starting with the Blue Bar Sunrise Bar bomb site. In case you don't have eyes. This should be, yeah, again, a good match, particularly the defensive operators on the board. You've got Wimpy playing on the Echo. You've got Subarctic here on the Jaeger. Pretty much standard stuff across the board. The Mute is somewhat interesting, just because, not like the most common operator, but more so likely to be used for the drones rather than the hard destruction. Some teams choose not to bring a hard destructor on this map at all. If you see anything, it's likely to be a Havana, maybe a Maverick, although neither of those super common. Right there, what Flock was doing is a little bit interesting. You're opening up a lot on this top floor. Makes me think that maybe somebody's going to be playing up here. I don't know if it's going to be him necessarily. Maybe Subarctic is going to be trying to play up top there. I doubt it's going to be either Wimpy, Anthony, or Yajay. The moment it is nobody. So perhaps just trying to catch some people off guard, or perhaps it'll be Subarctic who rotates up top, and Yellow is going to be the first one to get a kill. Good start from him. Finds Anthony, who almost certainly was going for a spawn peek. Yes, it does look like that's what he was doing. No, maybe not actually. Could have just been a little bit unlucky. That's the pulse off the board. That's going to be a fairly sizable pick. Of course, a lot of information you've just denied to the enemy team. With that death, Subarctic is going to be a little bit less aggressive. He's going to be backing off towards the main lobby stairs. Doesn't want to be standing up in luggage, where of course he could get his head shut off through that window that we just saw for a moment there. He's going to now look down towards the hallway in case anybody's trying to rotate around. You've got Rich now trying to clear out through Hookah. Looks like almost all of the operators are upstairs. 3 out of the 5 are. You've got Nog and Spartan, sort of support combo, who are already looking at that bomb site. And Spartan had an opportunity to get his second kill of the game. Didn't quite hit the shot fast enough on a Wimpy, though. But that's a little bit worrying, right? If you're Wimpy, if you're anybody on Wimpy's team, you really don't want to be seeing him make moves like that. Very close, right? If somebody hits that shot, you are in big, big trouble. But he's not afraid to play aggressive. On the Echo, that's sometimes seen as a poor move because, of course, if you die, that's a whole lot of utility late game that's not going to be able to get utilized by your team. But he's got a good ACOG. He's got a decent gun, so it can be worth it sometimes to take that risk. As long as you know what you're doing, right? And this is a free kill. He knows what he's doing. Rich will fall, and that will even the man count. And that's probably a good trade, right? You're probably happy losing a Capitao for a pulse. You're not happy if you lose that, though. Nog hitting that shot into Wimpy. Easiest kill of his life. It was just standing still, not looking towards him. But that's a really big one to lose because all of a sudden now that's utility off the board, as we're talking previously. Jay's going to be able to land a kill on a Nog, though, so it's a 3-on-2. The numbers not too far apart from each other. Pixel makes sure that it's at least a 2-man ad, though. Subarctic left alone. He has yet to really come into any contact. He comes into some now, though, a long-range battle, surprisingly winning it over Yellow. Yellow, of course, had that ACOG, but still lost the matchup. Won't win the second one, though. It'll be Pixel with a second kill of the round. Elevate, take round number 1. And all in all, not a terrible defense from Zakwe. They played a little bit aggressively, which I don't mind. And they caught Elevate off guard a couple of times. Elevate currently have yet to drop a round of this tournament. They did go 7-0 in their first matchup. And I think for many people, this is going to be a favorite to watch throughout the open qualifiers. We're going to rehost. So give us a moment while we work on all this. We'll cut back to my face. Oh, I love you too, Nog. We cut away right before we could say that, but I'm going to show you anyways. There he is. Rich is hoping that he's on stream right now. He's trying to plug the Elevate sponsorship G Fuel, which, hey, go buy some G Fuel. G Fuel. Shout out to Elevate, by the way. Really great organization. Sticking with the team, even though they didn't make it to Pro League last season. They got bottom 4 in CL, so they do have to requalify. They're going to almost for certainly be playing in those qualifiers in a couple of weeks when that comes to fruition. Honestly, had a bit of a rough season last time around. I think going into Season 9 of North American Challenger League, Elevate were one of the favorites to win the whole thing. And as it happens, they just got a little bit unlucky. So they didn't quite perform to the extent that people were hoping for. Because of that, they got bottom 4, and they're going to have to requalify for that, of course. that's how it works. Do let me set this all up for you guys again. Our bands were Jackal, followed by Nomad, followed by Maestro. Oh, they've just typed it for me in chat. I write it down, but I appreciate them. Let me know anyways. Where's Maestro? He's right here. And Mira. All right. Raleight versus ZQWE. A lot of round history. It was a blue win in Hookability. No. Blue bar sunrise. All right. Just double check they're good, and then we can go back into things. Hey, here we go. Apologies for the delay, but hey, it's what you got to deal with sometimes. Round number 2 is what we'll be heading into, as long as I didn't mess up these settings. Hookah Billiards was the bomb set that they chose. I'll just remind them. I'm sure they know already, but it's good to be sure. Thanks, Rich. Alright, we're getting back into things. I like the Elevate guys. They're really nice guys. Hopefully there's no issues. This Flock is trying to ask me some questions. He's in the middle of playing games though. We'll just keep on going. They are going to continue with the setup. We'll take a look at the operators. Again, it's a little bit aggressive, right? Anthony is now playing on the Alibi. Bit of an interesting operator swap up from the side of Zakwe. Talk a little about last round for just a second. Of course, the early death didn't help them, and losing a pulse, losing Anthony in particular so early, was a bit sad. I think Wimpy maybe should rein it in a little bit. It's only one round. It's hard to really get a feel for a team in one round, especially a new team like Zakwe. But just off of what I saw, I'd like to see them maybe play a little bit more passive. The Alibi pick certainly suggests the opposite, though. Perhaps we'll play this somewhat aggressive, which is fine as long as you can hit your shots and you're not playing dumb, right? I haven't seen any evidence of these guys like beefing shots really. I guess Wimpy beefed that one shot. It was a tough shot to hit though. You know, he didn't miss his shots. He got a shot missed to him. So yeah, never mind. He hit his shots. I think just the positioning's been a little bit rough for the roamers in that first round. We won't criticize him too hard though. It is a fairly heavy roam strategy. You've got Flock on the first floor. You've got Anthony on the first floor. You've got Subarctic on the first floor. It's really only the Smoke and the Echo who are staying upstairs to try to hold that down. So it'll really be up to the attackers. They're kind of given a choice here, right? Because they don't necessarily need to worry about the roamers. They could spend their entire time pushing up the top floor and then just hope the roamers never flank them, or at least watch their flank. That seems to be what they're doing at the moment. Or they could take some time, get 3 kills on the bottom floor, hopefully don't lose too many, and then come back and hopefully push the site, right? Doesn't seem like they're too into that, though. They are all upstairs at the moment, and they really just want to push the bomb site. If they could get in like a rush, that would be really effective here because there's only 2 people on site. It's difficult because the floor is destructible, but there's only one nitro cell, right, on the side of the defenders, so it's not the worst thing in the world to try to just rush this, especially if you've got those Capitao bolts. Definitely wouldn't call this a rush, but it's not slow either. They made their way into Aquarium fairly quickly. Yellow has found quite a lot of utility. I don't know if he's able to call all of that out. A couple of crossbow bolts you can hear being sent out now. That's a Smoke in the plant, surely to follow up soon, but there's some gas canisters. They will choke out Rich. He falls to the floor, falls to the table even, and Yajay will finish him off. A little bit low on HP from the Smoke, but hey, he's still alive, and he's actually gotten a kill so far in this round, so not a bad start for him. Now that the plant has, or the push had seemingly started to go out, players are starting to fall from the attackers. Subarctic's going to get another one on a Spartan. Pix is actually downstairs, finds the Alibi clone. Wisely not shooting it, and So there's 2 players attacking the site with 40 seconds to go. It's a little bit uncoordinated, especially with Wimpy hitting the headshot onto Yellow. This is going to be a great opportunity for him to get a double kill. That one goes on to Nog, leaving Pixel all alone. He's down on the first floor. If you're going to commit to just ignoring the first floor, you kind of got to stick with that. I guess Pixel was on flank watch that whole time. But when you're losing 2 players pushing to the bomb site, you kind of have to come back, support your squad. Didn't quite happen. Pixel's now lost about 25 HP, and he's going to have to pick up that diffuser, watch his own flank, and push into the bomb site with 10 seconds and 5 opponents. Make it 4. Make it continue to be 4, though. 4 on 0. Wimpy will get his 3rd kill of the round. Very impressive by him. He's been solid, to be honest, on the Echo. A little bit aggressive in that first round, but all things considered, I think he's one of the better well-known players on this team, and perhaps for good reason. We're tied at 1. And that's going to be Elevate's first round loss this tournament. Again, they got a 7-0 win last time. Changing bomb sites again. Zakwe will now go to kitchen service entrance. And that's the nice thing about Coastline, right? You can kind of go anywhere. Mirrors off the board. You probably want to stay away from hookah or from master bedroom. But you could see it. Wouldn't be the worst idea ever. Ranked teammates certainly like it. Exactly the same defensive lineup as last time. It seems like they're only really favoring the pulse on certain sites. Otherwise, they tend to like this lineup. Again, it's a lot of mute play. Doesn't seem like it's a situational pick or a map pick. It seems like it's just an operator that Flock likes to play. Not an uncommon operator by any stretch of the imagination, but not super favored by a lot of teams. Of course, got fairly good utility. You can stop a lot of those drones, even if hard destruction is not that important on this map. You've got your nitro cell, you've got your shotgun for soft destruction. All things considered, very, very much a good operator, especially if somebody's very comfortable using him. Using that SMG-11. Why not, eh? Excuse my Canadianness. So again, let's check out where these roamers are at. Anthony's sitting inside a Sunrise bar. Flock is by the bomb site, and Subarctic is actually up just outside of Hookah. So a couple of players are out and about. Flock is going to move into the main lobby. This is likely where he'll try to stay for as long as possible. Just as I say that, he will leave, though. There's a lot of utility placed in the main lobby, so if he's just going to be giving it up, that is a little bit of a waste, right? I don't see anybody else playing over there, but I saw at least the foil shield and ADS. Clearly, it was designed for somebody to set up there for a long time. But perhaps Flock just doesn't feel comfortable. Or maybe he'll rotate there a little bit later into the round. Right now, he's trying to find somebody outside of the pool entrance that is yellow. But Yellow will choose to back off. And this time, you can tell they're really wanting to focus down these roamers. They caused them a lot of grief last time. So, hey, you may as well try to deal with them early in the round. They don't hurt you later. Pixel looking in the main lobby. And again, no defenders sitting in there at the moment. Rich dealing with those mute jammers. Eventually, his drone will get shot out. These Habana pellets trying to get used on this wall. And surprisingly, no mute jammers down there, actually. That will get opened up. That's a pretty common angle. Mute jammer only stopping really 2 of those X-Kairos on the very far right, but who really cares? You've opened up what you need to. You're not trying to walk through those holes or crouch through them. You're just trying to get some sight lines. Not a super uncommon place to try to open up some Habana pellets, that's for sure. Let's take a look again at these roamers. Anthony's taking about half of his damage. He's now sitting up in theater. He can try to drop down on some player who's maybe inside of lobby or do whatever he wants to do. Subarctic is way back in the bars, and Flock is not too far away from either. So we could see them going for a late game flank. Seems like if this is going to be more of a lobby push, which is looking like for Elevate, they are somewhat susceptible to that flank. Elevate is coming in and Rick's is coming in and he's trying to plant this diffuser. He was the first one down a couple of rounds ago. But choking on that gas, he cannot plant in the default spot. The fact this is open up means it's so dangerous to try to plant. He does have this smoke to try to plant and be fake it out like he's going to plant right next to the bomb, but he's going to actually plant in default where there is no smoke. This is a very risky strategy, but we'll see if it works out for him. Does get off of it. Takes a little bit of damage, just says no thank you. He's actually been disrupted by the Echo drone, so Wimpy, oh, he's got everything he needs. Without smoke there, it's a very easy game for him, and they'll get off and immediately hit a headshot on a yellow. Oh, and he's still firing at the doorway. Wimpy has been on fire today. It's a long angle. Jay will get taken out by Pixel. Makes it a 3-on-2. Again, Wimpy with this diffuser can really just stop anything from going down. He'll watch the Thatcher start to plant, and Nog, no chance he's going to get that finished off. immediately try to save this yokai, and he will do so. Doesn't even need to, though, because Flock is coming around, getting double kill with a shotgun through the ceiling. Spartan charging into the bomb site, trying to find out where Wimpy might be hiding. Wimpy's going to disrupt him and then just stand on up. The time has expired. Zakwe will get the lead over Elevate 3 rounds in. Oh no, I'm sorry for Chris Uzumaki. His game started without him. For those just joining, I'm a little bit sick, so if I sound a bit off, I do apologize for that. But I hope you can stand it. We'll go back to the bars, and so this was the first bomb site that Zakwe tried out, and it was the only bomb site that didn't work. Last time they decided to bring the Pulse, and he was the opening death. This time they've actually changed him over to the Legion. Anthony's been playing a pretty big carousel of operators. The other guys mostly been sticking to their guns. We see Flock finally swapping off of the mute this time onto the dock. So it's a little bit of an adaptation. Sometimes when we see a dock on coastline, it does indicate a spawn peak or very aggressive play. There has been a fair amount of roaming going on for these guys. I don't want to necessarily call them as like an aggressive team since the first time I'm seeing them. It could just be like their map dependent strategy, right? Where they try to hold on to a fair amount of map control, somewhat like Team 1 in Brazil. I wouldn't say it's quite as much map control. If you watch Team 1's game, they just hold on to so much of the map. They basically hold the entire map. It's not quite to that extent for Zakwe right now, but they do seem to like to run around the place, and they aren't afraid to find themselves in engagements early. Can be a bit of a high risk, high reward strategy, but it also could be team dependent, right? They're up against Elevate right now, one of the favorites in this open qualifiers. A team that I would suggest will likely go 8-0 over the course of the next 2 days. And so, hey, if you're trying to get a cheeky win off of an opponent you're expected to lose to, sometimes playing fast aggressively is the way to do so, especially since Elevate's not really known for their gunplay. I would say they're more so a team known for their strategies and cohesion, right? They're more of a slow team. Their operators lineup might not suggest that, but keep in mind it is coastline where you don't need a whole lot of utility. So I kind of like it. If you're gonna beat the best being Elevate in this case, you may as well go super aggro. Now Rich, that's crosshair placed right on someone's skull. I think it was Jay. It was. This time Pixel won't hit the hard staircase in front of him. He'll actually just push forward and get the kill himself. Not hitting the head, but hey, a kill is a kill, we like to say. Subarctic is ready for somebody to push in through the luggage, but he's unfortunately not doing that. They're gonna ask for a rehost. Flock inside of VIP. Wimpy. Oh no, Nog's gonna be able to find the kill onto him with 2 players down. This is looking tough for Zakwe. Might be another successful attacking round for Elevate. Of course, that would even out the scoreline for them. Anthony's gonna find a kill though. He's been somewhat quiet. He's been fairly aggressive, but he has been dying a lot early. Flock's gonna win a gunfight, and that's crucial because he hits the headshot on a Pixel with very little HP, and now he can heal right back up. The advantages of playing Doc. He'll save the last one in his pistol, but won't be for Anthony because Anthony is in the gray. Spartan started to plant this diffuser. Rich is taking quite a bit of damage. See if anybody's actually covering him at the moment. Rich is close. And Yellow up top is actually dealing with the roamers. So it's going to be all on Flock. He's going to need to be able to get a 3K, 4K in back because that's his second kill of the round. And also get this disable. He's got a man up top. He's got a man outside. This is a very difficult 1v2 to try to come back against. Knows somebody's at that window. Maybe it was a mistake to punch that out from whoever's on the other side of things. I believe it's Spartan. Yellow just outside. Oh no, it's Spartan just outside the pool entrance, and he'll hit the headshot. Flock, not a lot of HP anyways. But that'll be the end of the round. And we'll get into a rehost. again, apologies for the delays. We're gonna have to wait for them to come back in. Hopefully we can get this going quickly for you guys. But that's 4 rounds in. It's been a fairly even contest so far. I would say that all in all, Wimpy's team has been looking a little bit better. That's Zakwe, of course. Just in the rounds that they've won has been looking a little bit stronger. But again, there's a lot of good talent on the side of Elevate. Looking at their stats right now, you guys can't see it, but it's pretty spread across the board, right? It's not just one player carrying. That can be really dangerous, of course, if you've got one man carrying your whole squad. I'll set this up again, though. Who did we have banned? Jackal Nomad. Maestro Mira. We've played 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds. We went blue, orange, orange, blue. We went bars, hookah, kitchen, bars. Bars, hookah, kitchen, bars. All right. This match was not meant to be played. Hey. Elevator ready. We'll just let the last player from Zakwe get in. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. Again, he did crash, so we have an hour and a half to play every single match, and if we don't get done in that time, there's an issue. Half an hour through this one, we should be able to get through a few rounds in an hour. Although with how close we go, we could go in overtime. Get a close game on our match, or on our hands here. Again, I think Wimpy's been putting in a big performance for Zakwe so far. In terms of the greater scene, again, we did just finish with the Las Vegas Minor, which, if you were watching, had a pretty interesting result. A Challenger League Team Secret came out and won the whole event. Pretty sad event for us North Americans, to be honest, but all in all, I think it was an entertaining tournament. The next minor coming up is, of course, DreamHack Valencia, which will be happening in Europe, and that the team that wins that will also qualify for the Raleight Major. So, a couple different ways to make it to the second biggest tournament of the year. You can win by playing here with us, or you can go to LAN and win there. That's what Team Secret did. They now do not need to play in these qualifiers. If the team that wins in these qualifiers also wins in Valencia, it'll go to the second place of Valencia team. Got a few changes. I mean, we talked about most of the stuff beforehand, right? But there were some changes coming into the season. Of course, we've had Lion get released back into the game. We've had the new Australian operators get released back into the game. It's quite a few changes for today. Elevate have made a trade in the server right now. Rich is being traded for Flock. Flock kind of hostily jumped to the enemy team. And then Rich moved over. Again, if you're just joining us, we've had a rehost, and we're waiting for one more player to come back in. I do apologize for the delay, but there's not a whole lot we can do. Pixel's asking, is Drip/Yardy watching this? Yardy, if you're in chat, please message Pixel that you're playing the game. He's a big fan. I believe he's playing in this tournament, actually. What? I don't know what team he's on. I think he's on, I don't want to say, because I'm not confident. But if you look through the rosters, you'll find him on one of them. Pretty decent looking team, actually. So, he's probably in the middle of a match right now. He's probably not watching this, unless his team got the bye. Of course, if you didn't hear it, Drip just dropped off of 92 Dream Team. We have yet to hear who their new player is going to be, but I am very excited to hear who it might be. A lot of tough competition next season of North American Pro League. Of course, that does start on Monday. North American Pro League and European Pro League both going to be played out on that day, their first play day, and Latin American Pro League will be happening later on in the week. The first little bit here, we have Super Weeks as well, so North American play day, we'll have 2 play days for this week. Hope I get to cast the Majors group stage. Oh, thank you. Should have some more casts coming up in terms of community casts and other things that I can't quite talk about right now, but there's hopefully gonna be more casts for me. I do appreciate you guys tuning in. I appreciate the support. Good times I need to plug my Twitter. It's right down beneath me on the screen. All of these beautiful designs made by the fantastic Pixels. If you need someone to do graphic design, I do recommend talking to them. They're very, very responsive. Did excellent work. Want to negotiate on price and everything, so they've made these few, my offline screen, my waiting for match screen, and the screen that you're looking at right now, which showcases my face. Jay is back in the server. Everybody's back on their team. As soon as the Quay give us the ready up, we're going to go back live. There they are. Folks, I don't have to stall anymore. You don't have to look at my face anymore. We're going to coastline. Round number 5. And if I had to guess, I'm going to guess they're going hookah. I am correct, because this is where they went in round number 2, and they did win it, so it's been locked since round number 2. It's going to get unlocked now. Who else is casting matches? You can type !multi and find all 2 of us that are going live tonight. It's just me and Uzumaki. Yeah, Uzu's, I believe he didn't cast the first round because he was taking a nap or something. He was playing the new Ubisoft rollerblading game, I think. In the second match, he was a little bit slow and they started without him. So, feels bad for Uzu. Hopefully he can jump on the 3rd and 4th games of the night. How long is this going to go till? It started at like 5 my time, so it should end at like 11. I should be able to cast all 4 rounds today. I hope so. I don't know if I'm going to be able to cast all 4 rounds tomorrow. It just depends on when I get home from work. I'll definitely do the latter 2, but the first one and the second one are a bit question marks for me. Sure, you don't care about that though. We're here. We're in the moment. It is Elevate versus Zeque, or ZQWE, if you'd prefer. And it's been pretty aggressive so far from Zeque. This time around, nobody's doing any spawn peaks or anything like that. Last time they played this, I believe they did have the exact same operator setup. No, Anthony was actually on the Alibi. Was really favoring that operator. Didn't find a huge number of kills with it, so he's moved over to the Legion this time. Hopefully he can perform a little bit better with this one. Flock's been very good on the mute. He's been doing a fair amount of roaming, and Subarctic as well has been performing quite excellently. So some strong plays from Zeque, some strong aggressive plays. Have netted them 2 rounds now. It's been Elevate kind of struggling to get back into it. Stay alive. A lot of focus on clearing out that top floor. Of course, that is where the bomb site is. Last time they attacked this bomb site, there were a lot of people downstairs who were left unchecked. It's the same situation right now. Anthony's here, Flock is here, Subarctic is here. You've got 3 defenders downstairs, and who's dealing with them? Nobody. You're setting up claymores, and you're hoping you can watch your flank. But those are always going to be problems for you. Rich is on the roof, so this is one approach to try to take it. But again, you're more so just kind of watching the flanks. You're not aggressively trying to hunt down those roamers. It is tough, right, with both Nomad and Jackal off the board. Roamers are going to be a huge part of this game. But all things considered, it is maybe worrying that they're not worried about these roamers. It's not a bad strategy inherently to ignore the roamers and just watch your flanks while you push sites. But last time it didn't work, and with Flock getting a shotgun kill on a pixel, I have to imagine it's not working this time too much either. He's going to get traded though. Yellow just walks down the stairs and he's able to find the frag onto Flock, who wasn't really paying attention. So that's nice to see. You've got the trade. There's still 2 roamers down there though. Of course, Anthony's still down here and Subarctic as well. He's actually crawled his way up the stairs. So a bit rotation. Maybe once they're realizing, hey, they've got nobody down here on the first floor. We don't need 3 guys down here. Or 2 now that one of our guys is dead. Want to put more pressure up top. Not a bad call. Pushing a lot from the north side. You can see Spartan, of course, right now in VIP. You've got Nog down below. So now there's somebody down here who's worried about it. It's mostly Yellow and Rich who are going to be working on planting this. They're going to get rid of Goo Mine. They're going to set some of these crossbow bolts, and this is always going to indicate a plant is coming down. He's worried about the smoke. He's going to be able to win that gunfight. His teammates, however, not so lucky. He's one of the only men left. It's going to be him going down, and now it's just Nog on a 1-on-2. Got a Goo Mine in his foot in 25 seconds to try to work with. Does not have a diffuser on the wrong side of the map. He's going to take the time to get that Goo Mine out of his foot. Probably worth it because that was going to deal a lot of damage. Caught on the default cam. That is a rough spot to be in. They're going to know exactly that he's here. Oh, that Legion. Oh, no, this is a disaster. Caught by the ADS, and weird positioning from Anthony, but weird is not bad in this situation. Just right in the middle of the hallway, but undercover. He heard that sound cue. He, of course, got the call out from the default camera, and yeah, just not expecting it from the player on Elevate. So Zaku, again, will take the lead, going up 3-2 this time. And they've been very strong on all the bomb sites that aren't bars, right? Here they come to Kitchen, and if they win it, they'll be perfect on 2 out of the 3 bomb sites they play, which is a pretty strong way to be on Coastline. Of course, due to lots of the fact that the roamers are having so much success, right? It's not crazy success, like, it's not like everybody's going down to the roamers. There's been strong performances from the anchors as well. But it's tough with the bans, you know. If both Nomad and Jackal are off the board, you just expect roamers to do a whole lot of work in a game. That's what we've been seeing happening. Zaku not afraid to play aggressively, and that might be something that Elevate struggle with a little bit. Think about their play in Challenger League and stuff. They were never the most aggressive team. I don't think that their gunplay and their roamers were ever really their strong point. Had a lot of roster troubles last season. They made quite a few roster moves, swapping players in and out. They've had this lineup for a while now, but it's been very much the off season, right? For the past little while, there hasn't been a whole lot to sort of compete in. And so for Elevate, this is maybe the first time these guys are really getting a challenge playing together. We've already got people entering into the bomb site. They are wasting no time over in the side of Elevate. Opening that up, and they're not going to push it immediately, but you just like to have that open so the pressure's there from the defense. There's not a whole lot they can do. I guess they can like, castle barricade it, but ultimately you've probably brought something on the attacker side that can deal with that quite easily, so. It's interesting, the front door also being opened up, and again, just like last time, there's a lot of utility being used in lobby, but nobody's playing there. You've got some info there. You've, again, got the utility. You've got more than likely deployable shield, or an ADS. You do have the deployable shield for sure. They're just going to watch as these Savannah pellets do get opened up. And again, they have the mute jammer, but they haven't been using Flock at all. I guess there was an EMP grenade thrown at that one. They could try to trick it with the overlords that Flock is bringing. It wouldn't be a bad strategy. But because, again, he likes to play so aggressively and they're trying to do a whole lot of roam stuff, he's not at the bomb site to try to do that. And wow, Wimpy actually almost given a free opportunity. Pixel didn't even realize how close his head was to being blown off of his shoulders. We're halfway through this round and there have been no frags exchanged. Spartan again watching the hole that he's opened up, and all 3 X-Kairos used. I do believe all of them were to open up low angles on that wall. Rich just started with this plant. Again, last time there was a huge amount of trouble coming from the yokai drones, and this time doesn't seem to be any different. However, finding that's going to be huge. He's going to have to rotate a second drone over, and meanwhile his teammates are dying. Flock's getting kills though, and again, he's been very good stopping the plant from going down. There goes Nog. Falling mid-plant means that it's going to be tough for Elevate to get back into the site and get that bomb. Spartan going to be able to shut down Jay. So that's a good start. And you do still have a little bit of time to work with, so you're not super pressed for that. Yellow's going to come around and get this, but again, Flock upstairs. He's in the same angle, and so Yellow's just going to fall to it again. You know that he's up there. You know nobody has cleared him out of the angle. You've got to be expecting something like that. You've now lost 2 players to the same angle. Thankfully, Wimpy here inside of the site. He'll take down Pixel and Spartan down as well. Zaku. What a stupid team name, dude. ZQWE taking round number 6 and finding themselves in a 4-2 lead. Questionable plays in the last couple of rounds by Elevate. I mean, that's an angle you'd already died to. We didn't see it from his perspective, right? The IQ, maybe he was looking up and he just lost the gunfight. And it's tough, right? Because you're short for time. So those roamers that are upstairs causing you grief, it's a gamble if you actually try to flush them out. Because you're already so low on time, and you question, okay, even if I can kill this roamer up top, is it going to do enough for me? Is it going to still allow me to win the round? Maybe not. Hi, Ollie. Again, great play coming out from Wimpy. He's been very consistent. As he swaps sides, he's going to move over to the Capital. So again, a very important operator. He's been playing a lot of roles that maybe don't frag off as much very often, but have a huge impact on the game. And this is no exception. Of course, with the rehost, those stats only accounted for the past 2 rounds, so it's not super useful to read into. But generally, the numbers on the side of ZQ are higher than the numbers on the side of Elevate. In terms of defensive lineup, pretty similar to what we saw for the first round of ZQ. The one standout difference, of course, is going to be Rich on the dock. We never saw that being brought by ZQ. We did see it a lot before the rehost. Actually, did we see dock? No, we saw dock. Well, brain smush. Oh, we did see him. Either way, we didn't see it in the last couple of rounds from ZQ, so they're going to be bringing that out. This is the second time we've seen Pulse in the game as well. Yellow's have been bringing this operator for the first time since round number 1, and he wasn't super effective in round 1, but of course, new team, new side. Playing it somewhat aggressive downstairs, where you generally like to play that operator. And Spartan starts us off strong. The newcomer to the team, former Halo pro, will be able to land a headshot onto Wimpy. Clearly those years of grinding have paid off for him. And again, he was a really exciting pickup for Elevate when they got him onto the squad. Yellow as well. Bit of an older player, however, that won't save him this time. Jay standing inside of the Sunrise bar, able to take him down. And Jay has been maybe a little bit quiet on this roster so far this game, but I don't think he's been bad. I mean, they're up 4-2. It's hard to say that anybody's really been playing bad. There is somebody inside of the kitchen, and if he's not spotted out, Pixel, he could be able to find the frag on a person inside of bar. Of course, that being Jay, because Jay does not know which angle he's going to be peeked from. He's going to win the gunfight regardless, though. A double kill coming out from Yajay. Trying to buck up the floor above him, and that is a really great play by him to really get both of those kills, shut down those roamers. That's exactly what we're talking about. The key to this game is constantly going to be about the roamers and whether you can shut them down without both Nomad and Jackal. Flock with another kill on a Spartan, just as we were praising him. He hits the floor, and it's all up to Rich and Nog. His defense may be falling apart a little bit for Elevate. That's a good shot, though. Saw the leg of Flock and then hold on for the headshot. Easy kill for him, and Rich will actually even out the scoreline, so this is not a done deal just yet, no matter what you might have thought, especially with Jay being on so little HP. In those first couple of engagements, he lost a lot of health, and so now, of course, moving on to the second half of the round, he's going to be very, very hurt. Anthony's still full up and ready, but he's been another player a little bit quiet so far for the squad, so he's maybe going to have to pick it up just a little bit. Frag grenade goes out, and wow, that lands its mark! The second shot lands true for Anthony as it hits the headshot onto Rich. ZQ clean up round number 7. Started to slip from them, but hey, they were there in the end. And ladies and gentlemen, we may be in the midst of seeing an upset win for ZQ. 3 rounds in a row now for them. They have been flawless since the rehost. Elevate maybe a little bit indecisive on their bomb site. They're going to go back to hookah billiards. That's fine. Usually I like to switch it up in that situation, but it is a very close last round that you just watched. So if they feel like they're comfortable playing the bomb site, maybe just give it another go. Stay alive a little bit longer this time, and hopefully things will go well for you. Really an excellent grenade throw coming out from Josh, though. Or Jay. Mixing them up with Josh Snipes in my mind, who I was talking to earlier today. So we'll see if there's a change in strategy from Elevate. Again, I don't think they should pull back their roamers, because I think with these bans, it's going to be very, very important that you have the roamers. But at the same time, like, your roamers need to be doing more. I thought Spartan was playing pretty well down here. I think mostly it's just going to be, hey, we've got to not lose that crazy play inside of bars by yeah, Jay. He had a very good round last time. 3 kills for him, I do believe. You can see there's actually a pretty strong hold on the bars this time. They realized that last time they gave up that position to the Buck, and it made them really, really weak. Not only on the roam down here, but also up top. It made holding inside of hookah fairly difficult. Just made life a little bit harder for Nog or whoever was playing up there last time. Probably Nog. This time it looks like Jay is gonna try it again. He's just below Aquarium at the moment, so not really on the same side of the map as it. But not too far away either. The rest of the attackers still kind of struggling to enter inside of the building, doing their drone work. And you gotta think, like, this is a bit of a different attacking strategy, right? Because instead of just ignoring the attackers and focusing on the bomb site, they are taking the time, in some senses at the very least, to try to deal with them. And again, I don't think that's inherently better than what Elevate were doing, but it's just 2 different strategies and 2 different executes you gotta have to pull off. And again, it's Jay starting things off with a kill onto a roamer. He doesn't need Nomad, he doesn't need Jackal. He's able to just frag out with Buck, and sometimes, I mean, hey, that's good enough. It seems like they kind of won this ban phase over Elevate. It's always tough. Oh, wow. Flock actually through the drone hole will take down Rich, who, interesting that he would try to challenge that. Didn't even get any damage onto Flock. But sometimes, I mean, if you're in Elevate's position, you're kind of just thinking, hey, like, we got to get something going, because this has really not been our round. Anthony will land another shot, meaning that Nog is going to go down. Oh no, it's a 1-on-5. It's going to be all on a yellow, who was the opening frag in the last round. He's going to have to come back to the bomb site and try to stop this plant all in his loads. And has a nitro cell, and actually a really nice shot to start off the round on Anthony for him. He gets a second one, a double kill, lands on a Flock, but he's lost about 30 HP in the process. C4 in hand. Frag grenade misses. Smoke canisters go out. There goes the C4. Does it land? No, it does not. That's unfortunate. 30 seconds. He's only got to survive and stop the plant for that long, but without a C4, it's going to be very difficult. He has no idea where this plant's going, but he's got the pings from his teammates. Maybe that'll be enough. Pushing forward, but he doesn't see the player who was planting. And ZQ take another round. That is their 4th in a row. It's match point. This is an upset, ladies and gentlemen. I picked this matchup because ZQ were requested by the chat, and Elevate are a very well-known team. I didn't think it was going to be all that close. I thought it'd be a good game. Maybe like 7-4 for Elevate, or 7-3. Did not think that ZQ were going to walk away with the win, though. This has been absolutely phenomenal from them. Talk about these guys as, I mean, really not even that well-known players, right? I mean, they're okay. They're somewhat well-known. These aren't nobodies. Wimpy and Anthony maybe a little bit better known than others. But they're not like names that every single player in the community is going to recognize. And they haven't accomplished a whole lot as individuals in their career. Again, no flack to them. But they're just not a super well-known bunch of players, right? And they're coming up against Elevate, a team that, of course, has a very prestigious org behind them, a team that played in Challenger League last season and were expected to do quite well, maybe had a few hiccups. A ton of experience on their rosters, a ton of clout on these guys' names. And you're out here getting 2-6 to Q. That's rough. Do keep in mind we're only in open qualifiers right now. It's a forgiving format, right? It's not like one loss and you're out. You can lose 3 times out of 8 games, and even if you don't, you can make up the point difference in future tournaments, right? There's 4 open qualifiers. Depending on how you do in each one, you get a certain amount of points. This is only the second match in the very first qualifier. There's 8 matches per qualifier. It's still a long road ahead of both of these teams, and I don't think Elevate need to be super worried, even if this is a devastating loss for them. And I don't want to count the chickens before they hatch either. I mean, keep in mind, Elevator is season's team, and if anybody's going to come back from this, I think it might just be them. We see them taking this one pretty slow over on the side of ZQ, which is good because like sometimes you see a team get really ahead in terms of the scoreline. They'll just start to over-aggress. They'll start to play a little bit stupid, and that can be where the ball starts going for the enemy team. I think playing it slow is probably the play for ZQ. However, eventually you're going to have to take those gunfights, and if you lose them, you give up the momentum. That could be a disaster. All in all, I think they're going to be in a great position, though. Trying to clear out Hookah. The one operator I haven't mentioned yet, but of course I'm sure you've all noticed. The castle. No, I'm just kidding. The Clash coming out. New operator being seen today from Rich. We haven't seen Clash all day. And of course she was pretty popular on release and then got nerfed a bit. Do see her fairly often on this map. It's one of the more common maps. Zofia, one of the primary counters to Clash, at least one of the built-in counters for the game, will interrupt that shield. And so you can see that's what Flock was sort of trying to do. But looks like not actually fully focused on the operator herself. More so trying to bait somebody else. But it'll be Yellow who ends up with the frag and a near miss onto Nog. Nog escaped with his life. And Yellow elsewhere on the map getting a kill is going to be really good for Elevate. That's a great way to start things off. Even if your cheeky Clash play isn't being super successful, just as I said that, there you find some success with it. Spartan playing behind the shield, finding the kill in the Flock. Another one, it's a team kill from Pixel. A little bit unfortunate on a Nog, but he got the kill anyways. It was a 1-for-1 trade. I think it's all good in his eyes. That leaves just Anthony and Subarctic to try to push back into the Sunrise bar and get this bomb planted. Hello, Smoke is your bartender today, and he's going to serve up a shotgun shell to the face. Yellow finishes it off, and it's going to be all on to Subarctic, who can't quite do it. Spartan pulls it out with a shotgun. Great play by him on the Smoke. That was a a fun way to try to end that game. Force them out of position with the Smoke and gas canisters, and man, well played. Elevate clawing their way back here. Again, they're not out of it. Stopping the momentum now. If you're going to stop it at any point in time, it's not a bad time to do it. Anthony is a CCS champ. My bad. I mentioned he's one of the more well-known players. Chat's blowing me up because I said ZQ weren't super well-known. But they're not. Let's be honest here. In comparison with a squad like Elevate, ZQ were definitely the underdogs. All I'm trying to say. No shade being thrown to anybody on that roster. So the Clash not being utilized again, I mean, it does make sense, right? It's somewhat map dependent. Bomb site dependent, excuse me. Of course map dependent, but we have to change maps. We'll go to kitchen now. And again, I'm going to be interested to see if they do anything aggressive. I wouldn't expect like a spawn peek or anything just based off this lineup. You could go for a run out on Valkyrie. Yell's been having a pretty darn good game, so I think if he's feeling it, he should take a shot. Also, though, you maybe don't want to play super aggressively in this situation just because you've started to get the ball rolling for you. And you've got actually a really great opportunity here to continue to extend that. You don't want to throw it away with a run out, right? There's a Q, I think, have been playing pretty slow, pretty prepared for something like that. Walk open this up. Oh, he's about to run into surprise. Oh no, it's just Nog who's been down and he knew it. So good coordination from the squad. He's gonna be able to claim the first kill of the round. Elevates. They're gonna need to claw this one back if they want to stay in this match, stay undefeated in this tournament. It's only the second game, so you'd like to stay undefeated for at least 2 matches if you're a team of Elevate's caliber, but so far it's not been there. Looking through the walls. You do have Pixel on a bit of a roam, and you can see it's barricaded off quite a bit. It's going to kind of hurt his rotations. Oh, and he's not watching on the roof. He's going to get out okay, but just that little bit of damage, maybe signifying they don't quite have the information they're looking for. And does signify why sometimes we see Coastline be a little bit more attacker-sided, right? Because you can play on the roof, you can shut down a lot of angles from the roamers. We used to talk about that a lot more than we do these days. You don't see it all that often, that like if somebody on the roof finds a roamer. But when the roamers don't play super smart, when they walk into those angles, they're taking gambles, right? And at that point in time, Pixel's lucky to escape with his life. Look at who that is on the roof, Subarctic. Trying to find it again. Probably not too happy that he wasn't able to secure the kill. You've got Wimpy down towards the bomb site. I'd like to throw it in, or I'd like to get this plant down in some way, shape, or form. There's 45 seconds. A toxic gas canister going to be utilized, and Wimpy's going to have to charge through that and find a safe place to plant. He will not do so. He's going to actually get down in the midst of the smoke. His teammates are making a little bit of work, though. Flock's able to get the kill on yellow. And yeah, it's been downed outside. This is only a 1-player left situation. Rich is going to need to find 4 if he wants his team to stay alive, or just wait for 25 seconds because there's nobody holding that diffuser at the moment. 20 seconds. Looks like there is going to be Anthony who picks up the diffuser. They seem to know about where he's at. He's going to start this plant right now. Rich really not a whole lot of utility. He has a nitro cell to try to stop this plant with. That's what he uses, but he just walks a little bit too far forward. Subarctic hits the shot, and Elevate will go down 1-1. ZQ stay undefeated in this tournament 2-0. And a big upset from the guys over on ZQWE. Impressive from Wimpy and the guys. Anthony getting the MVP, I think pretty well deserved. He's been having a decent game here. I think anytime you're 7-3ing Elevate, you can say your guys had a decent game. Stats mostly just out of whack due to the rehosts that we had, but that was round number 2, ladies and gentlemen. It was a bit of a longer one, so about an hour long that took. So not going to be too long of a wait. About 25 minutes for you guys before round number 3 starts off. Don't go anywhere. We're kicking some jams, and see you back very, very soon.
You've been far away. What have you got to say? My heart is on display, but I'm not afraid. Yeah, I'm not afraid. Why you been getting busy? I've been getting dizzy, trying not to keep you in mind. Now I don't advise and certainly enticing since you came back in my life. I've been waiting for you, been waiting for you, been waiting for you. I've been waiting for you.
frame of mind, right here in my arms, away from all harm. You'll be safe from all the flares, although I know you don't care. You can lift your head up to the sky, take a deeper breath and give it time. You can walk the path among the lines with your shattered frame of mind. Instead you could always stay. We can wait right here and play until somehow you can find a slightly better frame of mind. When they say you will fall, you can reach nothing at all. Hide your tracks beneath the rind of a different frame of mind. Is that what you heard? Broken words in the dirt, yelling up into the sun. Here we come, here we come. Here we come, here we come. Here we come, here we come. You can lift your head up to the sky, take a deeper breath and give it time. You can walk the path among the lines with your shattered frame of mind. Or instead you could always stay. We can wait right here and play until somehow you can find a slightly better frame of mind. You can lift your head up to the sky, take a deeper breath and give it time. You can walk the path among the lines with your shattered frame of mind. Or instead you could always stay. We can wait right here and play until somehow you can find a slightly better frame of mind. And when the light comes through, when that day isn't you, then it will be time for a new frame of mind. When all eyes are on you, you will know what to do, since you will have found your new frame of mind. When you lift your head up to the sky, take a deeper breath and give it time. You can walk the path among the lines, but always know that you'll be safe. I'll be here throughout your days. Come find me and we will play.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with round number 3, and we've got a spicy matchup for you guys today. Arbad versus 7 Spades, 2 top teams, honestly, in the Tier 3 scene, and 2 teams I think are going to go very far in this open qualifier. We're going to be playing on Border with Arbad starting on attack. We've got 10 on the server, so hopefully we'll be going pretty quickly here. To everybody who was participating in chat during that that break we had, that was a time. Shout out to everybody who didn't get banned. The rest of you who are still here, though, you are about to watch a good match, hopefully, because everybody's ready. We're going live. Border in round number 3. I believe both of these squads are undefeated, so 2-0 and 2-0. It would be very surprising to me if either of these guys had lost yet. We'll go down these rosters in case either of you are unfamiliar with these guys, but first we'll swap the sides. And then we'll go down these rosters as soon as operator bans are done with. The first one's Capitao, a very popular attacking man. He's going to get taken off the list. All right, Capitao gone. Now Arbad will get to ban out an attacker. And so if you're not familiar with these two squads, Arbad, they played in North American Challenger League last season. They started off pretty weak, to be honest. They had a really bad start. They did kind of claw back a little bit, though. I think many people thought these guys were going to be dead last in the whole season right at the gate. And then they really improved on themselves. They got a whole lot better. They picked up Beastly, who is a former pro player, got him on their roster. And then as a squad, they really did start to improve. And so I think especially with recent successes and stuff like US Nationals doing quite well there, this is a team who you are expecting to do quite well in these tournaments. 7 Spades, somewhat similar story to Over the Wall. I would say a little bit better than Over the Wall. But a squad that have been in the Tier 3 scene for a long time. Squad that have really proven themselves for a while now and have been grinding to get to something like Challenger League for quite a while. We'll go to these rosters in case you're unfamiliar with them. Arbad, they haven't really changed a bit. Tuffy, Beastly, Glitch, Cali, and Carnage. You know these guys. You love these guys. And they're a force to be reckoned with. Over for 7 Spades. They haven't really changed their roster around in a while either, I do not believe. Sonar, Motive, Carlito, Nosk, and Mean going to be their 5 that they're starting off with. And they're going to start Armory Lockers Archives, which makes sense. Again, if you're just joining us, we have commands, exclamation point bracket, see the bracket, exclamation point delay if you forget that we are on a 3-minute delay, and exclamation point multi if you want to go check out what Uzumaki is casting at the same time as I. He's the other community caster who's going live tonight. It's just us two covering the open qualifiers. The very first tournament, really, that we've seen here since Operation Phantom Sight was released. Of course, that was yesterday the operation came out, so we are fresh into things here. Technically, the European qualifiers were the first tournament earlier today, so they get the title from us. But we're the first North American tournament, so I think we can be happy with that. A lot of reinforcement stuff being put towards the offices area right now for the defense, and they've also got a fair amount of stuff going on over in CCTV. So this is actually a pretty interesting setup. I do want to talk about it a little bit. Or in security, excuse me. There's CCTV things. They've set up these rotation holes in between fountain and security. And so they really look like they're going to be holding on to a large portion of this map. This position we've seen before. This is a interesting little bullet hole that Carlito is peeking through. There's that deployable shield in front of him. That's mostly going to be, I think, a little bit of a distraction. Unless Nosk is playing behind it right now. Either way, I think it's a... Oh, Nosk is sort of playing out in the hallway. It's not an unpopular strategy. We've seen this fairly often again. But it's not too common that we'll see people this spread out across the map. Did back in the day see a fair amount of teams like going to security, but that's really died off. And even back then, it wasn't super duper prominent. So it's going to be on the side of Arbad to identify that this hold is the way it is, and then attack it correctly. I think it's going to be important that they can sort of deal with these roamers, right? Because there's going to be a lot of people across the map, across the top floor. you don't want to just leave them because they're in a great position where they can just shoot you in the back. That might have been what Nosk was up to. No, he actually found somebody, an engagement on the staircase who was trying to come up and deal with those roamers, but wasn't so successful. Tuffy with another kill, 2 in the pocket of him. Tuffy takes down Nosk, and so now it's going to be a 3-on-3, a minute and a half to go, and Carlito can see somebody down there, but he's just so disoriented that he really can't hit the shot. He's going to choose to retreat instead. Probably a smart decision. Sees the Capital, but Tuffy hits the triple. He's gotten all the kills in the round so far. He's looking to get the last 2 on a Motive, and ooh, you won't get the last one on a me, and Beastly makes sure of that. Puts it all up to Motive in a 1-on-3. Not unwinnable. He is playing the smoke, and he's got those 2 gas canisters still remaining. He's playing it really aggressively. There's no way this is going to be expected, but if he misses a shot, if he plays these angles slightly poorly, the arc of that might just give it away. A little bit risky again running through there. Perhaps noting the fact that the attackers have a lot of time to play with. They're not going to push super aggro. Wow, that was a really... Oh, it was a really good play, but Tuffy with the 4K. The frag grenade throws out. Motive has so much time to run away from it, but just a little bit indecisive. Doesn't want to run into a sight line. Doesn't want to run back behind him either. That's tough. That was a really good grenade throw coming out from Tuffy. So a quick first round. A very good first round, I would say. Coming out from Arbad. Just that push into sight. I mean, huge play by Tuffy. Going for the 4K right off the bat. Showing he's here to play, and this is what I'm talking about. Arbad, especially with Elevate's loss in the last round, I don't think it would be a stretch to say that Arbad are the favorites in the open qualifiers. I think if any team's going to get first place in these quals, I'd put my money on these guys just because they're proven. We've seen them go so crazy towards the end of last season North American Challenger League. I think some people maybe who weren't like following Challenger League so closely might just think of this as a bad Challenger League team, but they were really on the upswing when that season closed out. And recently in stuff like USN, again, they have had some very impressive results. I believe they beat Rogue to get to the like stage 1 Eastern Finals of USN or something, where they eventually lost to Reciprocity. So this is a squad that really have proven themselves recently, and I do think they're one of the best teams in the Tier 3 scene right now. I would say they're very likely to make Challenger League for a second time, and I would say they're very likely to perform well in Challenger League. I don't think Season 11 of Pro League is out of question for them. I don't want to give it to them immediately because there's some good squads trying to get into that Challenger League spot. Disrupt and Rise, of course, the 2 teams remaining from last season of Challenger League, assuming Rise don't disband. Which I don't think they will. I think they're trying to stay together. They at least did for Vegas. Let's focus more on this defense, though, because you've got Nosk upstairs, you've got Carlito upstairs, you've got Sonar upstairs, you've got me and Motive both downstairs. So 3 players up on the top floor. This is not uncommon for Border. You expect to see some people up here. Sonar inside of the offices and Carlito lurking around as well. I mean, we can take a look at the attacker's perspective. They know that there's going to be a lot of people up here. Unlike last time, the aggression isn't unexpected. Tuffy's going to be down, but his teammate Callie is actually able to get a headshot on a Sonar, so he's not going to be too upset about that. Of course, you don't need a whole lot of HP to throw a frag grenade, but he almost loses the little bit of health that he has. Saw somebody who was up top there. He's going to chuck out a frag grenade. Doesn't find anybody. Might have gotten a little bit of utility, but all in all, no frags come from it. Glitch is going to get another kill, though, and they've done a good job of clearing out these roamers so far. Carlito is still on the top floor, and he's running around here. He's having a good time of it. Is he going to be super effective, though? That's the question. He needs to make a decision. Is he going to push and make a big frag, or is he going to just play it safe, go back to his team? He was caught on the drone, means it's probably not a great idea to push. He will rotate outside, and now he's sort of behind the enemy, right? They don't necessarily know where he's at, and just based on their outlines where they're looking, this could be good. The Claymore being shot is going to make a little bit of noise, and I think that Glitch just heard him. No, it's not Glitch. Well, it was Carnage, and he was able to hit that shot likely pretty easily on the head of Carlito, who was not looking the right way when he switched off them. That leaves just 2 anchors, and when you make the aggressive play, if you fail, you're kind of screwing your whole team. Motive will get 1, but it's not long before Tuffy gets another one in response. It's a 4-on-1 in Motive. Well, he's still in it. No, he's not. Glitch will eventually take him on the staircase. It took him a while. I wanted to end that a little bit quicker, but hey, doesn't matter. Glitch got the job done and is able to lock that one down for Arbad. This might not be as close as I was expecting because so far Arbad have been out of the gate swinging. I'm still glad that we have chosen to watch this one though, because I was interested in how these two teams match up. Because again, in my mind, these are two of the top tier 3 teams at the moment. No game sound. Oh, chat. I forgot the game sound. It's fixed now. Thank you for telling me, though. There's a 3-minute delay, but if I don't respond after 3 minutes of you telling me that there's no game sound, or that, like, there's an issue, do just spam chat at me, because I'm trying to read it, but I also know that Mex is doing a fantastic job modding the chat. Mex and Vaughn. Thank you, you guys. Appreciate you. Again, things were a little bit crazy during the break, but hey, I think we sorted it out. Mex, of course, a very good Challenger League player, played last season for Stills Gorillas. Got dead last. Let's not hype him up too much, but I think was a good player on that team. I really do hope that he sticks that out and does play in Challenger League quals. Although, no, he's in Europe right now, never mind. He's unlikely to play in next season of Challenger League, considering he's not on the continent. This isn't Challenger League qualifiers, this is the Raleigh Major qualifiers. However, as I said on Twitter, this is a really good opportunity for teams looking to get in a Challenger League to both practice, work out your kinks early, and also, as Sternab pointed out, you know, check out the competition, right? Because a lot of the best teams who are going to be in those Challenger League qualifiers, such as Arbad, are also playing in these Raleigh qualifiers. So I think it's really important for teams who have their eyes set on Challenger League, which should be every team in the Tier 3 scene. It's really important to play in both the Challenger League quals and the Raleigh quals, because you're going to put yourself at a huge advantage if you play through all 8 of these play days. That's right, there's 8 play days. 4 qualifiers and 4 play days per. Then I think you're really setting yourself up for success. And, you know, you think about next season, there's quite a few Challenger League spots up for grabs. At least 6 if Rise and DG both stay together. I think DG certainly are staying together. Rise maybe a little bit questionable, but hopefully they do stay together as well. So this round's been a bit slower, just as I say that Carlito will pick it up a little bit with a headshot onto Glitch. Again, playing on the dock. I think we saw his perspective for a little bit earlier, and he was eyeing somebody at the bottom of those stairs. Looks like he eventually found what he was looking for. So that's the one player who was on that first floor Glitch, who isn't going to be able to do anything really down there. This wall that they're, of course, staring at wasn't even reinforced, so Callie on the buck was able to just tear through that. Again, though, it's a very unusual hold for 7 Spades up top here. You can tell there's been a bit of struggle. Carlito getting a second kill, eventually shut down by Callie. There's been some struggling trying to get in here, and this time you're really seeing everybody pop off. Sonar with 2. Beastly last man standing with a minute 9. So this time the roamer strategy, right, the aggressive strat has been a lot better. It's been a large part thanks to Sonar and Carlito. 2 players with 2K, and Sonar with his 3rd will kill Beastly, jump out, not even dying to the Claymore. Great round by him. And so, yeah, I mean, if your guys roaming can make performances like that, hell yeah, sure, go for it. But it's a bit unorthodox, right? You have to sort of be utilizing that element of surprise, and especially when you've got a team so good at droning, such as Arbad. Weren't always good, but clearly with time have gotten very good at droning and stuff. I think it's good that they were able to hold that down. So 7 Spades finally on the board. Won't be a full 7-0 roll, which is nice. We haven't seen any 7-0 rolls yet. 2 7-3s, I think we've seen. Yeah, 2 7-3s. For defense, not a whole lot changing. You're going to go back upstairs. It's not often that people... Or, sorry, you're not upstairs right now. You're back to ventilation workshops. This makes sense, right? They were kind of flipping back and forth between those 2 sites because the other 2 bomb sites on border you really don't want to play as much as possible. If you can stay away from the other ones, security and then bathrooms, that's ideal. They've changed around a couple of players, right? Nos is now going to be playing on the dock. Carlito's playing the castle this time around, so You still got basically your roamers and your roaming operators, and motive and means sticking with the SAS operators, the British guys. And again, it's going to be a heavy top floor control. Mean, I expect to drop on down as he did last time, although 4 operators up top is actually not a bad strategy. I've seen as much as 5 sometimes. Just do a full top floor hold. Looks like it's the same strategy as before though. 7 spades, 3 up and 2 down. Not a bad way to do it. Again, their roamers just need to perform. And the second time they got really pinched out, and there was a good coordinated effort from Arbad to push them out of this top floor, and they didn't really fall back, right? They held their ground, and it's not the end of the world. If you're like a roamer up top here, if you have to fall back, ideally you're getting kills and you're wasting time, but it's better to stay alive and back off to the bomb site, at least in my opinion, rather than just sitting here and dying. Oh, Mex will be back for CL Quals. Alright, I'm excited. Oh, and I'm excited for that shot. Nosk, almost with the softball, did get a headshot on the glitch eventually. He's looking for his second one. His teammate has fallen to the hands of Cali. And he'll drop. Again, see, this is a little bit better. I like that he's not being overly aggressive. Carlito now needs to do the same. He's about to be droned out. Again, I don't favor his chances if he tries to stay and fight this. Maybe he'll get a nutty kill, and he will prove me wrong, but... Nosk is actually now making his return. This is not a bad move either, but he does need to deal with Carlito on the other side of that wall. Toss out an EMP, but that's not necessarily going to hurt Doc, who doesn't have a whole lot of utility that he's trying to play with anyways. Nosk did see his head for just a millisecond, but really not a lot of time. And oh, there we go. He's going to get it. Nosk with a second, and Cali as well. All of the kills so far in this matchup, or in this round, have been claimed by 2 players. See Nosk. We haven't really been watching Cali just as much. Carlito now gonna get on the board as well, taking care of Beastly. Tuffy. Oh, he's gonna hit a nice shot on Amin as well, so we'll keep it an even man count. No aces today. Nosk lurking around in customs. They have no idea he's here. Oh, he's about to get a free kill. They line up for him. He finds the first one on Tuffy, and he finds the second. Nosk with a 4K. Oh, baby, that was a nice one. Brilliant round by him. And again, when the roamers are playing a little bit smarter, their strategy is working quite well. Second round in particular, I think just the way that the roamers play that was a little bit questionable. Stood the ground a bit too far, but this time they were nice and loose. They were lurking all around the map. And Arbad had no idea where they could ever safe. Big flank coming out at the end there. So they'll go custom supply. I'd say people tend to favor this one over bathroom tellers. This one requires a little bit less finesse. You can sort of strategy a bit more basic. I don't know if that's necessarily better. If you can do a good bathroom tellers, I think a bathroom tellers can work. But you got to be a little bit sharper. I think that's why a lot of teams generally like to go custom supply. We've got Nosk on the Valkyrie, I believe, for the first time. And he's going to use a couple of these shutterbugs. Upstairs, border, it's always about the second floor, right? No matter what the bomb site is. There's 3 bomb sites on this map. They're on the first floor. All of them, you generally play with most of your players up top here. Nosk almost getting barricaded out. Let's see exactly how many they want up top. Looks like Nosk won't actually be one of the few players up top. Unless he's just going for a runner or something. He is prepping that. Carlito, we've seen him in this spot before. He likes to just play with that bullet hole. He seemed to be very good with it. Sonar a little bit particular with his deployable shield. Sometimes you gotta be, though. Mean is one of the players playing up top here, and it's always interesting whether players want to use their Maestro up top, because if they die early, you're at a huge loss. At the same time, they're very effective. Oh, and Carlito, he's in trouble. No, he's not. He lands those. Glitch. Maybe just if he had a little bit better monitor resolution, could have seen that. Whoa, okay, that's a couple of kills. 3-on-3. Tuffy, Carnage, Mean, all going to pick up a frag. I didn't see any of that go down, but man, it must have been crazy because that's 3 players gone with the combined kill from Carlito at the start there. That's going to make it a 3-on-3. 2 players down per side. So after that start, oh man, it continues on getting worse for Arbad. They've just lost 2 rounds in a row. If they lose an attack onto custom supply, I mean, it's not the most embarrassing thing in the world. It's not that bad of a bomb site, but hey, it's not promising for your next round or number 6 either, where you're gonna have to do another attack on Armory. It started so well for them. Oh, and they'll at least get this one. Beastly maybe takes a little bit of damage he didn't have to take, but I mean, the kill's a kill. We won't fault him too much for it. Both Nosk and Motive, these are the 2 players who were playing down below. So the guys up top, I mean, they did their job somewhat. They ended up trading 3 for 3, which isn't bad. That last kill may be a situation where you should have said, hey, maybe you could have rotated back instead of committing and dying there. Oh, a big explosion almost kills Tuffy from down below, like the C4 of Nosk. Yes, that seems like it was, or perhaps Motive. Maybe more likely Motive. Tuffy does get taken down eventually. The shotgun through the floorboards leaves all on a Beastly, and this could be a disaster. 45 seconds, but he has the diffuser. Not a ton of time, but again, this lurking play from the side of 7 Spades, if they can continue being fluid. Nosk in a really good spot where he could rotate up those stairs, eventually catch Beastly off guard. Certainly not something Beastly's expecting, but I think he's going for the drop before that's going to happen. There's no aggression coming from Nosk. He's just watching the flank for now. 20, not even seconds, 15 seconds to go. All the stun grenades used. Time to drop Beastly. Time to commit unless you can land this frag. Oh, it's going to be a disaster if you can't. Motive walks right into it, though. Beastly with a double kill. This is actually now very doable. Nosk versus Beastly. He's going to need to stop this plant. He'll just wait his time. Beastly gets off it for just a moment. He's going to try to win the gunfight. And what? Oh, Beastly. Okay, hits the headshot. And that was maybe a... Oh, man. That was just such a well-played final few seconds of the round. He just needed to survive for 1 more second. And that would have been 7 Spades round. Oh, baby, Arbad kicking it back, but they're going to make it push to the edge. 3-2 now they lead. And the thing about a clutch like that is that it can really change the momentum for a team. If you just sort of win it like a normal round, like maybe it comes down to like a 3-on-1 and you win it, as to the 3 that is, it can help your momentum certainly, and it does stop the enemy team, right, just based on a round count, but it's less exciting. It doesn't quite get the adrenaline pumping in the same way that that clutch from Beastly would have been. Beastly's done this before. If you watch the season North American Challenger League last season, Beastly was typically the guy who was getting a lot of clutches. He got quite a few of them down there. So adding another one to his list, I mean, if anybody's going to play that, I want to call it a post plant because it felt like a post plant. But those last couple seconds of the round, as well as Beastly did, man, I would be impressed because that is not a situation where most people are going to get off the plant, right? Most people stick that. It's so risky to try to go for it. And it was a judgment call, certainly, if, I think it was Nosk. If Nosk hadn't pushed that, it would have been a free round win for him. But just so smart from Beastly. That's the experience that has really, I think, risen Arbad to a new level. In the same way that Tomas did for 92. I think I say in the same way, I feel like Tomas acted maybe a little bit different role. In terms of just like the way he plays as a player. But I think in terms of like what he's added for the other guys, I think it's a similar situation. You bring a pro onto a relatively inexperienced roster and man, the potential can really start to shine through. So 7 Spades, they're seeing somebody walk into their break room, or at least try. It's Tuffy, who's now droning his way forward. He's noticed a couple of threats, so he doesn't necessarily want to push that aggressively. Check back at these defenders, and you do have, again, Sonar playing very far aggressive in the security room. It's their last defense, and, well, it'll be Sonar's last defense for sure. Beastly continues his streak, hitting a headshot onto the Jaeger inside of security. So, again, that's a player down. That's not too bad. Not a lot of utility you've lost, but all things considered, you're not going to complain. Beastly, again, he plays these support roles. The Fragmite, as we sometimes say. Minute 20 and nothing else has gone down. They'll start to repel and drawing out the bomb site a little bit. Oh, Glitch sees him, doesn't he? Yeah, for just a second. Him getting shot is the confirmation. Is he going to be able to push down and actually get this kill? His teammates getting frags. Maybe he feels like, well, I don't really even need to. Who was that down below? Was that anybody? Oh, I think that was the player who just died. Now pushing over towards the staircase. Carnage is able to hit the headshot on Carlito. So it's just all are bad. And it's that momentum factor I was talking about, right? Tuffy hits another crazy grenade. He's been very good on that. You do have to deal with Mean with the Alda, but you still got 5 men alive. 2 great shots, a double kill, but Beastly with that plank going down. He can't deny it from where he's at. Don't believe he has any evil eyes that can deny it. Almost got that one if he was ready for it. He was not. Oh, and that's an easy kill as well, as long as he can get this third one. Sees that he's down, so he doesn't need to finish him off. Bailiff in hand. Again, like, don't even worry about finishing Glitch off, because there's nothing you can... He has a Zofia, actually. Oh, no. Does Mean realize that there was a Zofia? No, he does not. Glitch back from the grave to be able to claim the round for Arbad. 9 times out of 10, you say, don't even worry about finishing that kill off. That was the one time, unfortunately. So a 4-2. We've had 2 rounds, followed by 2 rounds, followed by 2 rounds. If our trend continues, it's time for 7 Spades to get back on the board. And oh boy, look at that lineup. Jaeger, Alibi, Rook, Castle, Bandit. The Alibi going to the Valkyrie is a little bit less oh boy. But you've still got a Rook, and a Castle, a Jaeger, and even Valkyrie's not a passive operator by any stretch of the imagination. So this is, yeah, this is a fragging lineup. Let me tell you that. Took a stats halfway through this round, and it's been pretty even, all things considered. Again, I want to put a lot of emphasis on Beastly's performance, just because it's been so clutch. Not the most frags in the server. That award actually goes to Tuffy. But Tuffy started off really strong. He didn't necessarily, once they started to lose those rounds, he didn't necessarily have the best performance on the squad. Beastly sort of picked it up, though, again, for those last couple of rounds. And so, Arbad lead 4-2. On the side of 7 Spades, I feel like Sonar has been lacking just a little bit. Haven't been saying his name too often. Does feel like he's been dying a little bit too much. And again, a couple of those clutch plays have been somewhat disappointing. A lot of grenade play, though, available to the attackers. You've got both Sledge and Buck on the board. Forgot that operator's name. You got both of those guys on the board. They've both got frag grenades, and so likely going to want to use them. It's a really nice Valkyrie camera, not being spotted out by 7 Spades. They haven't brought an IQ or anything. But this is a ton of information that Tuffy's able to get for his teammates. They really have no idea that anybody's over here. Just watching on them. Mean gets on drone, and Beastly will take down Sonar. Again, that camera definitely feeding a little bit of information for that one. He was out of sight, but they saw him walk on past, so... I mean, Beastly, going from the really supportive Fragmite, now over to the Rook. Definitely a role swap for him. A couple of good operators on the defense still available, too. Maestro not being taken here. You take the Rook instead. Questionable, perhaps. Mean's going to be able to get the headshot on a Beastly. Oh, this is going to be a fantastic stop from Tuffy. Really well done. Able to trick that wall. Take the first of 2 exothermic charges away. Should be able to get the second one open, but assuming you're still trying to push through the offices, it's tough because you're not going to get that wall that Mean was just shooting. You're not going to be able to get it open. Oh, and if this also gets tricked... Oh, no. Oh, no. That is a disaster. Mean getting completely outplayed by Tuffy. And that's as good as it gets for a bandit. You've just now destroyed 2 sets of Tex and Dynamite. You might even call a round over at this point. Carnage made a headshot on a Carlito. Crazier things have happened. Don't get me wrong. And maybe a push into offices is just what you need. Nosk, if he can hit his shots... All the utility in the world doesn't matter if you don't win your gunfights. Glitch shuts him down, though, and now you've just got 2 men trying to charge forward through these hallways. Mean with a double kill. The Fragmite today has been actually incredible. Where are these defenders, though? They're not on bomb site. One's in break room, and the other, Callie, in archive. So he's on the bomb site. Carnage doesn't have his jacket on either. Seems like they know where they're at, though. Mean hunting for his 3rd frag through the soft wall. Almost found it, but you'll find it without the soft wall. It's a triple kill from Mean. Motive now just trying to hunt down Callie. Very little HP on both of these operators. Oh, did he not see that C4? Oh, hits Mean behind him. Kobe coming out on the field, and it'll be Callie with another kill. Bad. The clutch masters on border. They'll finally stop the 2-2-2 trend. Really excellent Valkyrie play. I mean, I know both those opponents were low HP, but still, that C4 over the head of one and then a bullet into the head of the other. That was really well played. And again, full credit to the Bandit last round. I think it was Tuffy on the Bandit now, right? They're changing their operator roles around. I guess they want a castle this time, but still, really well played by Tuffy and Callie as well for the clutch. I'm a little bit sick, so if I take a pause here to blow my nose, I do apologize. But hey, I'll make sure I cast the action phases for you guys. On defense, not a ton has changed, although it's not an identical lineup. Again, you've got Castle being brought out by Tuffy rather than the Bandit. Bandit now being brought by Callie rather than the Valkyrie. You've got Beastly on mute as well, which is an interesting operator. We saw him a lot being played in the last game on Coastline. Elevate versus ZQ, as I'm choosing to pronounce them. So Carnage upstairs, Callie upstairs, Tuffy downstairs, Glitch upstairs. So again, yeah, a lot of players like to bring the Maestro up top. Perhaps not the best timing to put up that Evil Eye, but let's take a long time to set up as a Maestro, so maybe we'll give him some slack. No harm, no foul. He doesn't get caught off guard by 7 Spades peeking in the armory lockers. They're going to start off by opening this wall, and it will not be Bandit tricked. Callie way too far away. He throws out a C4 instead, hoping to find something, but basketball skills are all gone for him today. He's going to have to try to do it the old-fashioned way. A couple of ADSs catching these frag grenades. That's good, but they won't catch the bullets. Glitch catching that instead. And oh, look at this play. You just don't have enough bullets in the mag, though. Not quite enough, as Sonar will get a double kill, making it a 5-on-3. Almost at his 3rd, but Beastly with the shotgun just a little bit faster. And you've always got to be worried about those holes in the floor. They go, what do you say, both ways. So Carnage with the next kill in this matchup, getting a headshot off onto Motive. And we're only halfway through this round. It feels like we should be at about 30 seconds to go, but no, sir. We are rolling in round number 8. With top floor secured, 7 Spades can finally get to work on this vertical play. It was a fast clear of those roamers, and I think that's what you want. I mean, it was a 2-for-2 trade, but ultimately, oh man, you've got time to work with it, and you can use this time to land the kills. Nosk with a headshot on a Tuffy. That's actually so huge for him because, again, that's some impact grenades off the board, and just another gun being taken care of. Carlito just using these holes in the floor, and they go both ways, but I mean, they are more effective one way than another, I would argue, especially when you're the team who's making them. Diffuser will go down, and Carnage is now going to need to get aggressive. There's a player up top, and there's 2 in the site he's going to need to worry about. Again, a 3K will be what's needed. The player on his screen up above just being, just watching that hatch. Carnage, I don't think he knows. He's going to actually choose to change the angle. Probably a smart decision, but those castle barricades are not going to make it easy for him. Takes care of a drone, but he's going to make a lot of noise. Now he's in a gunfight. Will he be able to win it, though? No, somebody's outside the door. That's actually a great shot from Carnage. Second kill of the round. Now looking for his third. He needs 4. Again, that diffuser ticking down. If he had just pulled the trigger, he might have found the skull of Carlito, but Mean gives him a nice shot. Mean wasn't even in that gunfight. Still a nice shot. And 7 Spades will continue their train, getting another kill for them. Makes it a 5-3. I see the problem. I can fix that later. 5-3, run number 9. They go to the same bomb site because, again, you don't want to go to the offsites on this map. What are all the 1-0 default wins? Those would be forfeits, more than likely. Or somebody protesting for a team breaking the rules. Probably, in most situations, it's just a team forfeiting. Getting too late or whatever for them. If you played the first 2 rounds and you lose both of them, it can be demotivating, right? You might end up just dropping out after 2. Of course, if you lose 3 games, then you're out no matter what. You've at least got 3 chances. So again, last time it ended with a very fast take of the top floor. Glitch dying early was a bit of a problem. This time he's moved from the Maestro over to the Kaid. An interesting swap. I don't think one that you would often see. He's now electrified this wall though, so it is going to make it more difficult. They have a Thatcher. They've got the Bandit batteries on the wall at the moment, and some Electro Claws ready from Glitch to try to trick. Interesting. From the side of 7 Spades, though, they're taking their time to get over to this wall. It is where they want to end up. Motive really wants to make sure he doesn't die here. The EMP grenade will get utilized, and now they're going to start to push this off. Isn't going to be a trick, though. There goes the Kaid Claw. I don't think it's going to be enough. I think this is going to get blown open. Yes, it will. Can't really trick with Kaid, so that gets opened up, and the utility that you were bringing this operator for just doesn't work this time. He does need to watch 2 angles. However, there's nobody down below him. There is somebody droning through it, though, so maybe there is. Nosk is down there on that first floor, and they are still trying to root that Kaid out. Again, if Glitch just even stays inside of here, he won't. He'll actually get grenaded and falls to the floor. Not a Zofia, so he can't pick himself back up. Callie's got his crossfire, though, actually. Glitch is somewhat safe unless they utilize another frag grenade on him. Oh, or if Carlito just hits the shot. My, 2 kills in the bag for him. Looking for his 3rd. He's actually going to get harassed from inside of Archives. Doesn't happen, though. Carlito with 3rd kill, though. Still very well by him. Uses a Beastly in the 1v5. He'll need an ace clutch. And it seems perhaps the 2-2-2-2 trend we were seeing is the case. It's just it needed 1 round to be a little bit of a hiccup. (5-4). We won't see any 7-3s today, or any more, at least in this round number 3. I was gonna say it's the first time we've seen a Twitch all match, but goes to the IQ instead. I think both good operators. You're gonna do similar things, right? Your goal here is to take care of those bandit batteries. Perhaps thinking the IQ would be more effective if they brought a Kaid again, but with how ill-effective that Kaid was originally, Arbad will choose not to try to replicate that. So if you think back to round number 7, the first time that Arbad defended this was the round where Callie ended up getting a 2K at the end there. Some really nice play by him. And also some really excellent bandit tricking happened from Tuffy. If he pulls that off again, they've got the round, right? They should have the round. That's something that rarely works once, though, so it'll be phenomenal if he does it again. The mental mind games that are going to go on in this round between Tuffy and then Motive and Mean. One of my favorite things in Rainbow Six is just to see a bandit and a thermite try to outsmart each other, and it's not something you really get in any other game. Basically, just on the default cams will ping everybody, so that's nice. They know somewhat the operators that they're up against, and again, this camera, this black eye has not been found. It was used all of the last time they defended here, and it's so useful. Perhaps that was exactly why Tuffy was able to do so well with the bandit tricking. If he has the information, yeah, his teammate can just tell him, hey, plant the shock wire. You've got the coordination. If you've got that sight, that's huge. We're seeing again from both teams now a bit of a spread out defense. You've got Carnage all the way here in security, and Glitch is not too far away from him, watching into the staff room. And nobody's on the cams. They might have gotten rid of it already. I think that they probably have. A frag grenade gets thrown in. Immediately, Tuffy will try to run forward and trick that, but he won't do so, and that's a very aggressive play from Tuffy. Not one I agree with. You're walking into essentially 4 crosshairs there. Maybe you get lucky and land a headshot, but that's a tough play. Won't be an amazing round from him this time around. Carlito weary of that hole that has been utilized so effectively by his own team. Caught on a Valkyrie cam, he'll get rid of that and continue to push through the map. Carnage will take down Motive. So that's more EMP grenades being taken off the board. Carlito with another one, however, getting a double kill. Tuffy and Carlito both, or Carnage, excuse me, both falling to him. Looking in, taking some damage to his left. He'll push in the hallway anyways and get the kill on a Callie, a triple. Oh, not quite the quadra though. His teammates will clean it up for him. Carlito with the last headshot and Nosk with a grenade. Gives 7 spades. Round number 10, and we are all tied up, ladies and gentlemen. The 2-2 trend turned into a 3-3 trend. If this trend continues, we'll have 4 rounds in a row for Arbad, and that'll be enough to win. Only 1 successful defense so far from Arbad. 7 spades, other than the time that they had the bandit tricking issue, the coordination has been really there for them. Clearing out the roamers, they had a good time with that. And then on that last round, somewhat relying on a single player to just frag off, but yeah, Carlito, wow, 14-1-7. He's not playing around here. Clearly here to win. It's interesting that Beastly is continuing to play the Rook. This is an operator that, like, we'll see once usually if, like, Doc and Maestro are both being used already by your teammates and you really want an ACOG. And then you'll get off of him for the next round. It's not often we see somebody play Rook for just 6 straight rounds on defense. I'm going to prep this castle barricade for a jump out. Again, there's been a lot of shenanigans being utilized by Arbad inside of offices, and sometimes it's worked, sometimes it hasn't. But neither team has been doing like traditional hunker down holds and armory lockers that we used to see a lot of maybe 6 months to a year ago. It's been a lot more fluid, and I think it's for the better. Oh, that's a great C4 from Callie. Oh man, Carlito hung from the reinforcements. That's a gruesome image of Sophia's dead body just hanging on the wall. Carnage will get 2 more kills, eventually cleaned up by Nosk, who turns around, but Callie's there to get his 2nd kill around as well. And my, that one just went by in the blink of an eye, and I can't get over how that body is just hanging there in the wall. Something out of a horror movie. That's questionable. Hey guys, we're going in round number 12. It's our bad 7 spades. We've officially got ourselves a match. Our bad. Trying to close it out right here. Continue their undefeated streak. Custom supply? Okay. You've already failed Ventilation Workshop twice, so I don't hate this. I think this is probably a good call. Carlito picks up a little bit more utility. Callie as well. So it's 2 6 picks from fairly straightforward gunner operators to operators that require a significant more amount of finesse. Show the score? Oh, scoreboard. I see what you're talking about. Carlito again still very, very high up there. I mean, it's mostly the fraggers fragging and the supporters supporting. On our bat, it's a lot more split, less lopsided. I think that shows they're a little bit more flexible, right? They don't just rely on their gunners to gun and their supporters to support. On 7 spades, it seems like as long as everybody's playing their role, they're okay. But if somebody, let's say they have a bad day, right? Let's say that Carlito's just not performing, or let's say that Mean is just not doing it with the utility, right? You can't just swap roles around as easily as it seems like our bad have been able to. Not just in this match, but I mean throughout the entire 6 months we've been watching this team, right? Throughout Challenger League and all the leagues they've been participating in. They've honestly, our bad have had a very good storyline over the past few weeks. I think that Season 10, they're gonna really win a lot of people over. If they haven't already. Dangerous running across the open hallway like that. No harm, no foul. Nosk will make it out alive, and he actually got back to the other side as well without dying. Sonar decides it's safe and says, I'm going to go over here now. He's being droned by a teammate. Yeah, calls off opening that. He's watching his drone saying, go for me, drone. He'll open it up, and it's going to be Carlito who actually goes forward first. And will he get this frag? Oh, no. Yeah, he'll fall to the floor, and this should be an easy cleanup. Carlito doesn't really know how he wants to do it. Eventually finds the kill he's looking for, and Chuffy will be the first one to go down on match point. Just 4 kills away from pushing this match into overtime. I know that 7 spades want it. Oh, they're going to keep on keeping on. Sonar finds a headshot and a glitch. Sonar with a double kill makes it 2 headshots. Beastly and Callie, probably the 2 best performers. Maybe not. 2 of the best performers, though. Everybody's been a good performer today. 4 are bad. Both players who have had exemplary plays. They're going to need to do just that again. And Beastly finds Sonar, catches him off guard, and Callie at the same time finds Carlito. Suddenly, this player advantage has narrowed down to 1. Inside of the main lobby, hiding behind the desk. This is actually, oh, if he looks to his right, he needs to be looking into customs. Gets the ping, but there's nobody inside of customs deck. Still, nobody's found him. He hears the plant going down, actually, but eventually caught off guard. It's going to be all in the Beastly. Needs to get 4 kills this round. Not an easy task, but the diffuser has stopped being planted. He's got to be careful. Oh, no. That should be... Oh, what? Beastly's going to hit that headshot. I was going to say that should be the end of it because he's walking out in the open, but just that noise through the barbed wire. Shotgun in hand now. Beastly knows that they're going to have to plant or push him. Beastly has been so good in these clutch situations. If he does it again... Oh, no. Go through a Toxic Babe. Try to stop him from planting. Oh, he's going to get the down. It's a one-on-one. The gas finishes off Motive. He's just got to live for 5 seconds. Nox was going for the plant, but he's gotten off of it. Oh, not again. Surely Beastly can't clutch 2 rounds in a row. Nox will jump forward with the skeleton key. Hits the headshot. That was... Right down to the wire again, but suddenly Beastly will not be able to land that one. Oh my. He knew he was there too. It was just a battle of reaction time, and Beastly a little bit slow. Great effort though. We're going to go into overtime, and Arbad will be starting on defense. Armory Lockers Archives. Carlito doing the same 6-pick he did previously. Again, he's been having a hell of a match. I wouldn't even be mad if he wanted to play the Ash right now, but he's been finding success on lesser operators in terms of fragging power, so this is fine. So we won't be swapping sides just yet. We'll play one more round, and then we'll swap sides. 7 Spades will get a chance to likely defend Armory Lockers. And then if it goes 1-1, we will have round 15.
Reservoir going up. Reloading. Forward 5. Deploying ADS.
ADS is being deployed in offices, and will everybody get their jacket this time? That's my question. It always seems like in pro play, there's somebody who doesn't grab their rook jacket. This time they're all good though. Again, there's been some shenanigans over by the offices, and I think the Valkyrie cam was eventually found out, so they're not going to be as lucky with these. Yeah, not going to be as lucky with these bandit tricks. Oh, they've got a second one though. Oh, this could be bad. Again, it's going to be all on Tuffy, and if his teammates can call this, oh boy, they don't see it. They're actually calling him right now that, hey, these guys are all out in the hallway. You can maybe peek and get them. Looks like Nos is going to do just that, or Beastly's going to try, but Nos will put him down. Sledge now breaking through, and that's exactly what Tuffy is worried about. It's the reason why Tuffy is watching. Hopefully one of his teammates can hop on the cams, unless he decides he doesn't want to be over there. C4 will get tossed out, but it doesn't actually find anything. Looks like Mean's going to get the better of him again, as Tuffy is very much backed off. Cali, though, again, going for some of these shenanigans. He's pretty aggressive, still deep in offices. You get droned out, and you're so dead. There's the drone. Oh, no, it didn't see him. There was somebody who had walked into offices. I don't believe that they actually pushed forward far enough, though. Even that drone, I don't know that it saw him. Either way, Cali's been discovered now, whether the drone saw him or not. That's one way to do it. Almost lands a kill, too. I thought that one would have hit. Carlito and Carnage going to trade. The 2Ks land themselves in their opponent's domes. And Cali, this is... It's a very aggressive office hold from him. I don't love it. He will find the sledge, though, or at least Tuffy will, with a little bit of help from Cali. We're back to an even man count. 7 Spades would very much like to have this round. Nos is going to get a double kill. The headshot on a Tuffy. Nos with 3. Big play by him. He can get a 4th if Glitch goes down to him. He's watching Mean. Mean does not realize that he's just walked right past him. Nosk going to get the flank right here. There it is. 4K for Nosk. And 7 Spades will take round 13. About to disrupt one of the former Challenger League teams. And I'm not talking about DG. Of course, Arbad in this matchup, who are losing at the moment, 7-6. It is overtime, round 14. We'll swap sides. You expect that this is going to be Armory Lockers. You would expect wrong. It's actually Ventilation Workshop. I suppose. I mean, they defended Ventilation twice and won it once. They defended Armory Lockers 3 times and won it once. So they do technically have a better record on vent work. But I'm still surprised that they're going here. They didn't even 6-pick the castle, so it should be fairly obvious that they're going down here. Right? You generally don't bring the castle if you're holding up top. It's typically a very telling operator.
Razor wire is deployed. Stay clear of me to get the fire. Reinforcing the wall! All reinforcements nearly done. You can stop worrying about grenades now. Reloading!
And we're here. Overtime match point. 7 Spades could be about to hand the first loss to Arbad in this tournament. Both of these two teams will be here tomorrow no matter what. Because at most they could get 2 losses. And they would still have to show up tomorrow because it's 3 losses for a elimination. Despite the fact that the bomb site's downstairs, there's going to be a lot of pressure up top. You've got Nosk up top, Carlito up top, Sonar up top. The same setup they had before. This time they're bringing a Kaid, which is again interesting. The last time we saw it was from Arbad. It's actually from Glitch, and it wasn't super effective. Tried to trick with it. It's very uncommon that we see a Kaid trick really work, though. The operator was specifically designed to be difficult, if not impossible, to trick with. It is possible, but it's very difficult. Oh, and Sonar. This is dangerous. If he just peeks out at the wrong moment because the person on the other side of it. Oh, wow, but he's going to hit the headshot anyways. Great hearing from him. He's going to be able to get that information. And now he might be able to engage in a second gunfight. He's not ready for this one, and Cali will be able to win it. A little bit slow. He actually could have lost that if there was a crazy shot by Sonar, but not what happened. He did walk away with a W, so 3 players stand between Arbad and round number 15. That's where they'd like to end up. Sure, it's not like sure it's not where they wanted to end up at the start of this match, but right now it's the best they can take. And again, it's been slow. You often see the initial frags go down, the roamers get cleared out, and after that, things start to slow down significantly. But the roamers aren't all gone. Nosk is still up here. He does have an easy way to drop down. He's going to just toss out a C4. Maybe a bit haphazardly, right? You could have held on to that. It's a judgment call. It's a risk. It's low risk, but it is a risk. You now don't get to play with that later on in the round. Could bite him in the butt in the end of things here. Carnage is about to find him hiding inside of custom. So he sees a hole. He says, "Oh, what made this? Oh, it was a Kaid. I see him." Being called out, and that could be really, really dangerous. Inside of Passport now, if he doesn't get out of there, he will get out of it now, but he could be hunted down and killed by Cali. That's who's on the other side of it. Looking for the scope. Doesn't know where he's at, though, and Cali loses the 1v1. Nosk just outsmarts him a little bit with the positioning. It's another drop down from Carnage, though, and he's going to be able to clean up what his teammates started. Player advantage still slightly in the favor of Arbad. Motive almost made that an even deeper advantage for the opponent. He's tossing these toxic babes because there's only 9 seconds on the clock. Beastly needs to start planting immediately. They're dropping a sight. They're actually looking for kills. This could be a disaster. Diffuser's on the floor. Karn's got a double kill, but does it matter? No, it doesn't. 7 Spades take round 14, and they're going to move on, still undefeated in this tournament. GG's are called. What a close game that was between Arbad and 7 Spades. Hard-fought victory indeed. Nosk getting the MVP. Wow, he actually really climbed up at the end there, tying with Carlito in terms of kills. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. That was a fantastic performance from both squads. Again, 2 teams you expect to see doing well in these open qualifiers. 2 teams you expect to see working hard for Challenger League next season. Folks, it has been a long day. There is still one more round of qualifiers tonight, but I am frankly totally exhausted. I'm a little bit sick, very hot and sweaty. So we've done 3 games today. I think I am going to call it here. We do still have one more community caster going, Uzumaki. He's only casted 1 match so far today. He might even still be in the middle of it, although probably not. So I do recommend you go check them out. We're going to host them as soon as we shut this stream down. So I do thank you all for watching. If you're interested in checking out my Twitter, the updates, sometimes a funny tweet or two, lots of opinions on Rainbow Six stuff, lots of good stuff, then do give me a follow there, cornpop_16. I'll link it in chat. And otherwise, I hope you have a fantastic evening. And if you're playing in the qualifiers, I will see you tomorrow.